What is going on? What is going on? Everybody in the house, what is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it.
What is going on? What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland. It is going the wrong way. Wake up in Cleveland on a Thursday morning. It is 9:30. I always like to check to see that there is audio coming through because that's what I want to do. Okay, we're good. We're good. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. I am. This is Tech Thursday. Tech Thursday. I am airing this on both YouTube and Twitch. So I always want to try to make sure that I include all of the YouTube people on this one. This one's kind of important. I think I don't want to keep this one just to Twitch because, well, there are certain ones that I will put on Twitch versus certain ones that I will keep on both platforms, and they'll just have to come at me, dog. But this is one of them, and I need to up the font because it is hard to read that text. There we go. That is a little better. I have on in a few minutes DJ Kova from TweakMusicTips. So we probably should say something to the world. I never said it was 9:30 today, John. I didn't say anything, actually. It was originally supposed to be 10 o'clock because of Kova. So, but we didn't do the flyer, so nobody saw that it was 10 a.m. But it is today was 10 a.m. This was kind of a not a fluke thing, but it is what it is. So I feel like. All right, there is music playing. I just can't hear it. That's okay. We should probably let everybody know on the Instagram side, since I didn't do a flyer. So why don't we knock one out real quick? Let's see here. You guys can see the magic happen. Did they update again? Man, Instagram is always updating their stories. You can never just do stuff anymore. Here we go. Let's see here. What's up, everybody? I am on with TweakMusicTips on Tech Thursday on the Wake Up in Cleveland show. So make sure you head over to Twitch. Make sure you head over to YouTube. And let's talk tech today. All right. See you in a minute. Come on now, guys. You know that was flawless. You can give me credit. That was pretty flawless. Come on. Let me hear it. So we're going to post this real quick so everybody knows, come to Twitch right now on with Kova. All right. Okay. And let's post this after it uploads, let's post it to the actual main page, and then we'll go from there. All right. So we are going to be talking all kinds of tech today. Just waiting for this thing to upload. We're going to be talking all kinds of tech, and I'm excited. There we go. Share as a post. Come to Twitch. Sorry, guys. This is so unprofessional, but it is what it is. Sometimes unprofessional happens. So what we are going to be doing, we are going to be after the show, which is going to end right at like 12 o'clock today, because I have I forget their name. The people that are making it's like Shark Attack or Scratch Attack. I think it's Scratch Attack. I think that makes a little more sense. They are bringing over the tone arms, and in case you guys did not know, hold on. Sorry. In case you didn't know, there is a product for the Rain 1, an add-on that allows people to use records on their Rain 1. So we're gonna go ahead and bring them. They're coming over today with their little feature, and we're gonna check it out. We'll demo it on my Rain 1, and we'll go from there. So good times. Sorry, I forced down food, and now my throat's all weird. Hey, look, there are people that are already liking it. Cool. All right. Anyway, so let's do a little room check. Let's see who is in the building today. Let's see if any of the YouTube people have popped up. I'm seeing John. I'm seeing T Diesel. There's a whole category for hot tub streams. Oh, there's a YouTube side. We got West Coast. What is that? West Coast Q. Good to see you, man. Thanks for hanging out on the YouTube side. Danny, the show will end at noon today. That is a promise. And the only reason why the show is going to end at noon has nothing to do with the show ending at noon. It has to do with the fact that my studio is a little dirty. I mean, that's pretty much it. Studio's a little dirty, so I gotta clean up a little bit. That's it. You know, I can't let people see the madness that I live in. DJ Philip Ton in the house. Greg Too Hype in the house. Mark G in the house. John P is always in the house. And everybody already let everybody know on Discord. Perfect. Thank you so much. Actually, Kova's ready. He's in the green room right now. He's sitting there. See, now normally, you see, I'm the one that's talking right now. But normally, there'd be 19 commercials on Kova's side. So he's used to waiting before he comes on stream. Don't let that fool you. He's used to it. I don't like the fact that my overlay is taking up. Today I'm using Melon. In case you guys were wondering, we're not using StreamYards. We're using Melon. So this is a first test on the Melon system, and I like it so far. One thing that's really cool is this. There's an alert box like that I think is supposed to pop up automatically, and I can move this alert box higher up, which is kind of cool. They kind of turned it into a oh, look, a donation goal. I can put a donation goal up here. Okay, that's kind of cool. I do appreciate them for that. All right, so let's bring on Kova, because he's been sitting in there for a little while, and I think we're ready to go. DJ Controversial in the house. What's going on, fam? You have to wait for the hype train to get to 600 on Tweak also. Yeah, that's not going to happen on mine. As much as I'd love for that to happen, that's a TweakMusicTips thing. That is not a Cleveland Terry thing. That is a, oh, we just love you, Tweak. Here's $5,000. They're like, Cleveland Terry, we like your information. Hey, look, it just popped up. DJ Controversial cheered. That's kind of dope. I'm happy with that. I can see that stuff popping up. It'll be interesting to see what happens if a hype train goes. That'll be really interesting to see what happens. Okay, while we are waiting for the rest of the world to come on, and I can't see the numbers. Oh no, there they are. There they are. Okay, we're building. Let's bring on Tweak, and we'll shoot the shit for 1 minute. Hey, look at that. That's really, really cool. Thank you for the sub, man. Thank you for the sub. There he is. So let's bring on Tweak right now. I don't have my little video that tells you how to break down everything because I'm on a new system, but I do want to bring him on. So I got no claps. I got no horns. I just have me. So let's bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the chat, throw the wake ups in the chat. If you have TweakMusicTips emotes, throw those in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. And let's bring him on. Hello, Kova.
Hello, am I on the screen? I don't see myself on the screen.
You are on the screen.
There I am.
Yeah. If that's weird. It must have been delayed. All right. Yes. So let's do one thing. We're gonna take off the logo here because it's blocking. Normally, at least on StreamYards, if you have a thing, it'll kick it up. But I'm not seeing that option.
Yeah, it's not doing that. It actually stepping on it. What's up, everybody?
So talk to everybody real quick while I figure out this little thing here.
What's going on? I just subscribed to Cleveland Terry's for 6 months. This is my 6th month in a row. I'm not flexing and doing that, but
is it really 6 months?
Yeah, it's been.
That's crazy.
When you see Cleveland's, it's sub for 1 month. I'm like, and it's usually a gifted sub, so it'd be like, no.
You were actually on auto for the longest time. I was like, and I couldn't find it. That was the weird thing about it. I'm like, where am I paying for this? This must be coming from like. It must be coming from it's funny. I should probably do all my Twitch stuff through Check12, so I can write everything off at the end of the year.
Well, you could write it off now too. It could be a personal expense. You could do it.
Okay.
Still write it off.
All
Definitely write it off, guys. If you guys don't know, you guys, gals, you can write it off. So make sure you do so. That's a good one. What's this? Oh, this is Twitch code. I just got a Twitch code because I have. That's why this is wrong. How is everybody? We're like all fixing things here. This is why it's a tech show, just so you know.
Exactly.
We're fixing on the spot. So I had a delay on my tablet where it wouldn't I couldn't see the like the updated.
Oh
thing.
yeah, gotcha.
You know what I'm talking about? Like when the hype trains don't come up and all the other, like when people do stuff. So if they host and stuff. How is
Gotcha.
everybody?
Gotcha.
How you doing today? Let's see. Give a couple shout outs in here. I see everybody. Let's see. Controversial's in the building. Shout out to my brother. Controversial. Shout out to John P. That's the King Mod right there. Dammy for real. How are you today, sir? Who else we got in here? Da-da-da. T Diesel, what's up? Anybody, if you're not hosting us, you got to make sure. Listen, I'm the redhead stepchild. I'm going to tell you why. He didn't send me. He was like, oh, Culver, you want to come on? He tried to move me off. I was like, well, look, if you need to move me off, move me off. He's like, no, just stay on. No, come off. And then I didn't even get a flyer for today. So if I'm not the redheaded stepchild,
We're testing things out today. This is one of those. I should have put on the Twitch notification. Don't come on today. Don't come to this show.
Yeah,
Testing only. Don't come. And then like 100 people show up. Like, well, we want to see what's going on.
see what's happening. Don't come today. Not today. Today's not the day.
Yeah. So obviously we're going to be doing tech, and like people always take 20, 30 minutes to come on the show for whatever reason. But I do want to talk tech. So if you guys are on, DJ Caramel is now in the building. Thank you for hanging on, sweetie. If you have questions, we are going to post this in the Discord. If I can find, at this rate, with the numbers we have, we can just put it in the damn chat.
Yeah, but we might as well put it in the chat right now. Well, why don't we start in the chat to start with, and then we'll do the Discord as it goes in. How about
perfect,
that?
Perfect. Yeah. So I'm going to post it in the chat. This includes the people on the YouTube side. If you have any interest of being on, and you want to ask some questions, now is the time. Today is the day. If you want to, meet, talk, say hello, that would be fantastic. Ebenezer, thank you for the subscription. I love the fact that that's on there, though. That's really cool because, are you seeing the alerts, the chat alerts?
I am not. Let me see which alerts. Are they coming on the screen?
Yeah, they're coming on my side. Is anybody are people in the stream seeing the chat alerts?
Let me see.
Answer that question for me. You might not see it because you're obviously on the stream. Yeah, but if you are, the fact that I can see that without having to look at my OBS, like I don't even technically need to use OBS if I'm using this, is fantastic. So let's see here.
Let me add you on my tablet too.
Can you use a interface to live stream? West Coast says, can you use an interface to, can you be more specific? Can you use an interface to live stream? I mean, yes, you can. That's the way pretty much everybody does. If you're asking for this particular app, yeah, I can use any audio interface. I can always use OBS, the virtual cam, which is what I'm using right now. This is the OBS virtual cam. But yeah, I mean, but if there's something more specific, let me know in the chat so I can check it out. One thing is I need to make the thing bigger.
They say they whoa, pause. Anyway, they say that they hear the alerts. I don't know if they see the alerts.
Controversial says he sees them. So yeah, so that is good. Let's see. Is everybody okay? Everybody's logo's popping up. We'll see how this works over time. Every time I run into issues, it's always because the internet starts to mess up, and then over time, I start to see the problems. By the way, your cam just got better. I don't know what it is.
My cam's always been good. You've been. There it is. He's been. I have it all weird.
Hold on, let me bring you up. No. When you first got on, your cam did not look as crisp as it does at this moment.
It does look good. You've just been hating. He drank a whole bottle of Haterade beforehand. So you guys know, anytime I have this is a funny story. So
I got one of those.
Yeah, so I use it for my sound effects.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys know. So if you guys have these at home, you don't actually have to buy a Stream Deck.
Why didn't you get one of these instead?
Actually, you know what's funny? I was gonna get one of those, but I already had this in the closet because I was gonna drop $250 on the Streamlabs one, and I was like, well, I really don't go through scenes. You can't really do it in. Actually, that's a good question. I want to hit you with that one. On StreamYard, can you change scenes with StreamYard? Okay. With the Stream Deck, that's the word.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay?
Can you change scenes?
Yeah, with the Stream Deck, or you have to do it through OBS with the.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, you need to use virtual cam. Yeah, like the virtual cam is on right now. Like if I do that, this is all through the virtual cam. So yeah, but I do like having the option. I had Stream Deck since the beginning of quarantine, but with the ATEM, it was too complicated, so I just stopped using it. But now, I couldn't survive without having the Stream Deck. It really does help things. Now, I know that they make the app one, and you can use it on your iPad and your iPhone. They make those things, which I'm sure they're fine. When I first started to use it, it would either crash on me, like randomly, just shut down. I'm like, I can't have this on the middle of a stream shutting down, and I'm trying to do stuff. So I just stopped it. I'm sure over time, just like with with Streamlabs, it's gotten better. You know, the first couple of months of Streamlabs sucked for Mac people, but it's better now. Just overall. So this is Melon. In case anybody was wondering, we're not using StreamYard today. We're using Melon. It is the app created. It's run. Melon is owned by Streamlabs, so they came to me actually a few months ago and asked me to use it, and I tried to use it. And then I started having issues with delays in the audio. They didn't have overlays, like little things like that yet. So I was like, I can't use this. It doesn't do half the things that mine does, that StreamYard does. But now it does some things. It does things different. And you always got to get into the mindset of, okay, it's just a little different the way they do things. One thing, their video uploads, Kova, 300 megabytes.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. So if everybody knows, it used to be StreamYard was like 95 megs, and then it would cap out. And I think it started at like 60 megs. It was something ridiculous in the beginning.
Really?
And like for my wake up video, that was like 110. I couldn't use it, so I had to pull it. Now they're starting to understand. And now with the drag and drop, you can just load a video whenever you want. That's huge too. So I'm actually impressed. I like the layouts. We were talking before we started the show where I could move over here. So if you have a demo with somebody, you can drop down into the small box, and instead of trying to be a perfect split, I can move over to here, put Kova down here, so I'm looking down on them like usual. And then we got the typical side by side, and then the full screen. It has suggest a layout. So if you want a layout, you can suggest it and it'll make one for you. Now, what's cool is the other thing that I've noticed is, it says enabled if you have one participant, and then there's multiple ones for if you have more than two. So if you got 3 or more, you get different layouts that you can change too. So
what's the cap? What's the cap on how many people?
I think it's 10, just like StreamYard. We'll find out. But yeah, so this is I'm actually impressed by this. Okay, what's the little mic icon in the left hand corner of both your videos? So you are seeing the mic icon. It's got to be a mute.
Yeah, that's the mute. That's the mute. So if you mute me.
No, it's not.
Well, let me see if I mute myself. Hold on one second. Let me see if I mute myself.
Yeah, so it's a notification for everybody else if we mute ourselves. I wonder if that can come off though.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah,
to see that, it's weird. Actually, you know what? I think you can see it on StreamYards, no?
Maybe you can, and it's just in a different place.
Because I usually mute people now when they have.
Found it. No, I didn't. It says speaker indicator, but that's still the orange. So on this one, as you can see, there's a yellow box around me right now. I think it's yellow. Now on you, you can turn that off. That's a zoom feature, so I can flip that off, and now nobody sees that. I don't know. Do you guys like that? I've never been a big fan of the light. I think you can see people talking. Like, that's weird to me. Maybe if you're doing audio only, being able to see that, but I don't think it's necessary. There's an audio status here. There we go. Now it's off. Audio status. Cool. Yeah. All right. Perfect. And what is TTS? TTS, enable text to speech when a guest joins. Huh. Interesting.
Ooh, text to speech. Let's try it.
Well, it says it's on. It says enable text to speech when a guest joins.
Do you guys see that? Let me see if I can see it. Maybe you not have to have the audio on. Let me see.
What are you doing?
Let's see what's on here.
Hi, Eva. What's going on? I am live. Yes.
Your daughter loves talking to you. She's like, you're live. Let me ask you a question.
I'll get off, and do you have something to tell me? Okay. Kova, handle this for a minute.
Yeah. I'll handle the chat. What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, let's do a couple questions here. I know you guys got a lot of things going on. Let's see. I'm gonna go from the top to bottom. So what's up, everybody? Let's see who's in here. First of all, if you're not hosting the stream, you should. This way we're on here. Me and Clipping will be collaborating on a lot of stuff, so you'll be seeing me a lot. It's funny because I was telling him, Ita loves you. How are you today? Oh, the mom's in the chat. DJ Unforgiven, what's up? People taking back and forth in the show right now. They're like, what is happening? DJ Gator 00, what's up? I've seen DJs use it, he's saying. Mixmaster GNL, what's up, fam? How you doing today? Who else we got on here? Is melon free? No flavors. DJ Flavors, shout out to you. I don't have the thing to bring up I'm not the one in control. So, it does say that people are viewing. That's awesome. It's not free. No, it's subscription based, just like StreamYard's. Pretty much the same price. We'll go into the price points in just a second. But it's competitive price. Same thing as usually all the other ones. Let's see what else we got going on. It looks like he has his new followers. Let's see who else we got. You told DJ Controversial says you told him about the internet with the hotspot. So Controversial, if you could add it in the chat, that'd be great. He has this hotspot where he did this T-Mobile, and it's literally 5G, depending on your area and your phone. And he uses it as a hotspot, and he says he loves it because it saves his behind. Yeah, he was able to stream, and he does video DJing. So if he was able to use a hotspot with it, that saved him while he didn't have an issue. And I don't think it's that much. How much is it? Controversial. DJ T Diesel says, I tried the app but couldn't get the QR code you have to scan to work.
For which app?
I believe it was the Melon app.
Oh, I think that's gone now. I just logged straight in. Melon is a lot like StreamYards, where it sends you a little code. Did you put in through your email? Same thing. No QR code. Maybe it was one of those. It popped up on some ad or something like that. But yeah, it's melonapp.com. MELON.app.com. Or not .app. Melonapp.com.
You put your code in the chat, didn't you? Could you put that in?
I did. Yep, I'll put it back in. Yep.
Greg Too Hype, shout out to you. Listen, I know you asked for a question too. Claudie Queen, thank you so much, Queen Mod, 100 bits. Yeah, let me jump in this a little bit. You know what? Let me tell you about Cleveland talks about hype trains and stuff. He talks so damn much. Nobody could ever start because he starts. Look, there's a hype train. He has no idea. Like he'll be like, let me tell you what about my how I'm allergic to chocolate and coffee for 7 minutes. I just cut him out. The difference between him and I just cut him off when he's in our thing. I'm like, I'm just gonna cut him off. I want to let him talk about his coffee allergy, but nobody really cares.
Okay, fair enough.
Mixmaster GNL with 100 bits. DJ Controversial 100 bits. TweakMusicTips 100 bits. Claudie Queen 100 bits. Look at all these people in here. Shout out to everybody. Ita loves you. Look at these are all my people, by the way, just so you know. Good. 100 bits. Yes. Claudie Queen's our mod. Controversial, another 100 bits. Man, he's been in here. 38% on this hype train. Who's bringing this home? Mister, why don't you tell about your coffee allergy so this thing could crash and burn. This thing could crash and burn.
Oh God, let me tell you about a bowel movement that I just had. Well, just like what? Really?
Philip Pan, another 100 bits. Thank you so much. 50% level 1. Guys, so let me explain to Cleveland Terry. Actually, I think we're gonna do a little Cleveland Terry interview on his own show because this is a little more relaxed. Dance Forever. Shout out to you with the 100 bits. Ryan, aka LK. Shout out to you with the 300 biddies.
Nice.
Bike Vaughn 121G. Shout out to you with the 100 bits. We appreciate you, family. Thank you so much. I think he needs me all the time, but anyway, we're gonna be now. He's happy. He's like, oh, this is why I had him off. See, you didn't even want to make a flyer for me.
Just when the hype train kicks in, I'll be like, is that an invite? Just come on, then just do the hype train. I need a hype man. Just be my MC for hype trains.
Wow, hold on. DJ Camera, 1,000 bits.
Whoa.
That's fam right there. Shout out to her.
There you go. Damn.
Listen, Caramel has been in my ear. I'm gonna say this publicly because it's funny. She's like, we need to do something with Cleveland Terry. She's the one that's literally been. She's been on top of me, not physically, but you know what I mean. Like, she's been on my back. That's the word. That's the word.
Right.
She's been out. She's like, we need to do more stuff with Cleveland. Why are we not collaborating more with Cleveland? We need to have Cleveland back. What's happening? And I'm like, and remember when Mojax was because Mojax had a lot of IRL stuff.
Yeah.
So she was like, we got to do something with the Cleveland thing. And then she was like, why are we not working with Cleveland? And to the point where I was like, okay. And then when I told her, I was like, yeah, me and Cleveland talk. We're going to be collaborating a lot more. She was like, I told you. I had to hear that. I told you. So shout out to her with 1,000 bits. We appreciate you. Everybody participating in this hype train, just to let you know, Cleveland does this 3-4 times a week. 3 times.
It's 3 times. I'm adding additional day, 1 day. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday is the talk show.
Yeah.
But I'm also adding on Tuesday, which is going to be DJ only at 10 o'clock, where I will be DJing at 10 from like 10 to noon.
Really cool. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So Cleveland does this thing and he does not get paid for it. So anytime you guys do any subs or bits, it's really helpful to the channel. Another thing too is it makes me want to do it more. As things open up and IRL things happen, you won't have access to this diabolical genius who answers questions. So it's always good to kind of support these people. Shout out to Ita Loves You. That's Controversial's mom, by the way. So shout out to her.
Really? Oh, nice.
Yep. She's shout out to all the moms in the chat. If there's any moms or grandmas in the chat, shout out to you guys.
That's actually happening right now. I'm having to try to make choices about where I'm going to allocate my time because I am doing a lot more events. I got one tonight that I got to go for. I got a guy coming over for a YouTube demo right after this. So you start to go, okay, I also have to call. Look, I got a client calling me right now. I got to talk to clients too. So where is the window of opportunity to do the show? So, I love the show. I'm not leaving the show, but there's going to be that question mark about, how much do I dedicate to the show? Like maybe is Monday, Monday might be a dead day. Maybe Monday I'm sitting in the office all day calling clients back. So we don't know, we don't know. And that's the joy of where we are right now. We are experiencing this whole thing because this could just come and go, a year from now, there's, 10% of the Twitch DJs on, you know what I'm saying? It could be completely different. So we just, gotta enjoy it.
We got to promote this. Claudie Queen, shout out to the 100 bits. Who else we got on here? We got a bunch of people. DJ Gator, 100 bits. Shout out to you. Mixmaster GNL. Shout out to you, fam. 100 bits. Controversial, another 100 bits. Philip Tan, another 100 bits. Dance Forever, 100 bits. Ryan, AKLK, we did these already. Yep. Caramel, 1,000 bits.
83%. Level 2.
Who's bringing this home? TweakMusicTips, another 300 bits. Let's do. Who's bringing this home? I'm not trying to have myself, but let's go.
DJ Woodchip with the 200 bits. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Now I'm gonna do this just because honestly, this is something we need to do. So I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Okay.
Terry is a great resource to the community, and he's someone who I'm fortunately enough to call a friend. So I wanted to gift these subs here. So guys, I want to make sure that you guys support him. Let's support him. Let's give him a lot of love. He's someone who's definitely valuable to the industry. And listen, you guys actually have access to ask him questions. I mean, it's one thing to watch his videos, but what if you're like, well, what is his questions? I know he has long-winded answers. I get it. I have to hear the same thing. I call him on the phone. We're supposed to have 5-minute calls. They're an hour and 45 minutes.
And I can't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah. No, him and I together are terrible. It's a 50-50 on that one, but it's definitely an hour and an hour and a half of whatever. So shout out to everybody on here. Ita Loves You, 200 biddies. Dance Forever, another 100 bits. Listen, I gave my part. I want to see who's going to bring it home, people. Let's see who's bringing this home for our guy, Cleveland Terry. So let's make sure we support him. Listen, I gotta chill out. I'm gonna see my bill, and I'm gonna be like, yo, I gifted 15 subs to Little Fever, who does all the graphics, so he deserves
Oh, that's
it.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah, I've been trying, guys. I actually allocate pretty much, I want to say 60 to 70% to go back into the streamers, because I feel like if I invest in them, they invest in us. So, Caramel, another 50 bits. Thank you so much. Gator just gifted a tier 1 sub. Wow, shout out to you. Anybody who got gifted a sub, make sure you say thank you to the person. DJ Caramel gifted a tier 1 sub. Actually, Gator gifted 2 subs, so shout out to you, Gator. Thank you so much. Look at that, level 4, 93%. Who's bringing us home? We appreciate you guys. Whoa, hold on.
Wow, controversial.
Just gifted a 5-piece.
Appreciate that, fam. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so Cleveland, one of the things I want to kind of address here, don't forget, Greg Too Hype, we're going to go get to your question too. I want to talk about your PC that you brought up. Wait a second. What's the little mic icon? All right, we read that already. Sorry, I'm just making sure we got that. Why don't you tell the people, as we listen, we got 78%. We need somebody to just take this home. It's only a couple bits. DJ Gator, 100 bits. In fact, instead of interrupting it, let's walk this thing through. 82%. Who's bringing it home? We appreciate everybody participating. It's not a money thing, but it is something where we want to make sure that as IRL gigs and everything starts happening, we want to make sure that we don't lose him any days, because I know I don't want to lose him as a resource. Lockdown, what's up, fam? How you doing? Who else we got in here? But shout out to all the people in the room. We appreciate everybody. Ruben 900, he said, thanks very much. Cheers. Shout out to you, fam. Man,
I like how when you click on somebody to show on stream, the comment shows up at the bottom, so you can get rid of it quickly.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see. Do it again.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. So, like, for instance, and I'll show people what it looks like. Hold on. Where are we at right now? Maybe I'll wait until after we get through the hype train here.
Let's do this. 3 minutes 40. Who's gonna do this?
Yep.
Ryan, aka LK. Shout out to you, 100 bits. Etha loves you, another 100 bits. Wow, you guys almost there. 88%. We're almost there, guys. 3 minutes left on the hype train. We want to get to all the questions. What I want to do too is also, I think people need to know a little bit about your background, which I think would be cool, especially your community, because they've been here a minute. So let's see. Where's John P? John P is like the hype man. John P is the guy he literally, let me tell you how your King Mod is over here. He literally hits me up. He'll shoot me a whisper and be like, dude, Cleveland needs people in the room. Let's bring some people in the room. Like, okay,
thanks, John.
John is your day one. John,
I don't know how to take that. Hey, man, Cleveland's bombing.
No, not bombing. He's like, Cleveland hasn't had a hype train in 10 minutes. Oh, shout out to Dammy for real. Gifted 2 tier 1 subs.
Be cool with 100 bits.
Claudia Queen just gifted a sub. Shout out to you, fam. Thank you. That's Queen Mod right there. Be cool. Shout out to you with the 100 bits. And we just crushed a level 5 hype train at 125%, which is awesome. He didn't talk about his bowel movements or anything. So
No.
Let's get into some things. So wait, I want to get into some questions. We're going to do some questions in just a second. But what's a really interesting story about your story is that how you started on your own. Like, I love that you had 2 stories. One is that you would buy the equipment and then review it just because you were like, I think I want to start doing this thing and start being of service. Dance Forever, thank you so much for the 300 bits, 155%. And you started talking about how you would buy the equipment, and the other one was when you didn't have access to the equipment, you would find the manual and do the reviews for them,
right?
And then do the pros and cons. Talk to us a little bit about those 2 things.
It was a matter of resources, and I just didn't have the ability to purchase, every single piece of hardware out there, because hardware is expensive. So when I first started doing reviews, it was just from all the equipment that I already had in my studio. And it started out, I believe, as more of a rant of like, I don't like this thing, or this is the problem I'm having with this particular piece of equipment. Yeah. And then I started to kind of move on from there. I started with like, I can't even remember what the first video I did was on a lapel microphone for YouTube. And I was using that, and I was kind of giving an example of, this is how it sounds from this is how it sounds with my Rode little, micro. And the video was good. I always tell people, like, the video, it was actually a good video. Color grading was so shitty. It was like the worst thing I'd ever done in my life. Like, I was like pure. Okay, so people on YouTube know that like there's a color platform that you use. It's like orange and blue and orange and teal. Like that's like the YouTube color when you color grade. I didn't know how to color grade, so I just grabbed like a plugin and then just like slapped it on top and didn't do any changes. And I was like a pumpkin, just like it was all orange and like this weird faded blue. And I'm just like, and I thought, I was like, oh, this looks so good. This looks so good. I look at it now like, what the hell was I thinking? I think it was so bad. And then I started with that one. My next one I think was like a iPhone video. Why you shouldn't buy an iPhone every year. Like I was on that thing. And the numbers were actually good. I mean, here's the trick, guys. If you guys want good numbers on YouTube, go to tech. Don't go to DJ gear. Like just talk about iPhones and Samsungs and Androids. Like you'll be just fine. And it doesn't matter how good you are. Just
I don't want to interrupt you real quick, but shout out to DJ Heavy 78. I mean, Heavy.
Oh my God.
1,000 bits. Thank you so much. And DJ Woodchip, I'm sorry, but I missed your 200 bits. So thank you so much for that. Paramount, thank you for that sub. We appreciate you, family. Go ahead.
I think that's the highest bits I've ever gotten on a stream before. Heavy. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
So salute to you, Heavy.
That's
Heavy 78. Heavy 78. Thank you so much.
Totally impressive. Thank you.
Very
Thank
nice.
you. Damn. I need to pull a little Kova in me. It's hard. Look, here's the thing. No, but in all honesty, there are people that do things well, and there are people that struggle with things. And even Kova will tell you he does certain things well. He struggles with things. I struggle with that's kind of self-appreciation. Always have. Like I'm not that guy. It's like I kind of it's fine. Everything's fine. Thank you. But I'm not that guy. So I watch Kova. And I envy Kova because of the way he can run like a hype train and run these things. Like it's a special kind of person. And so, there's never any hate. Like I hate that about, I still never any hate. I hate that about people that watch, like for instance, Kova and I, or yesterday I had Nick Spinelli on the show and he's a fellow YouTuber and, competition. But in my stream, there was Pre-owned Joni, Mojax was in the chat, DJ TLM, all of these people were in the chat that are all like YouTubers, and everybody's just chatting it up and commenting. And then when I rated Mojax at the end, he was like, I don't know why people think that YouTubers hate each other so much. We're kind of a family. We all have our own thing, our own style, just like the shows. You and I have the similar things, but our styles are completely different. And so I can appreciate when somebody's like, oh wow, he's really good at that. I wish I could be as good at that, but I'm not going to be that way. And I understand that. I will find a way to just kind of make it better, but it'll never be at that level. And I think Kova feels the same way about his stuff. Like, okay, tech, I can manage through tech, but I'll never be that guy that can break it down like somebody else can. And just, your strengths and your weaknesses.
Self-awareness is a big deal, guys. And especially you have to know. I learned something from one of my mentors a long time ago. And I don't know if you know the Henry Ford story. Do you know this one?
Mm-mm.
So there was this, I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit, so forgive me. But there was a certain newspaper that had issues with him. And it was a specific journalist who used to write how stupid he was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and he would so they went to court for defamation of character. So the point was the guy was asking him all these history questions and this and that. And he was like, look, dude, now mind you, this is the 20s, right? So 20s
right.
and 30s. So he was like, look, dude, I have 5 buzzers on my desk with 5 of the smartest people that I know that can give me the answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. So that's why when, Cleveland and I talk, it's funny because we always sharing things and he's like, well, how do you do this? And I'm asking him, how do you do that? So, you can't do everything and be all things to all people. So, I don't know if we froze here. It might be on my other thing.
I still see you. You're good on my side. Cool.
Yeah, it's weird. My laptop, my tablet keeps freezing. There's something wrong. I'm gonna have to change something on it.
Wait,
but anyway,
are we? No, we're not frozen. We're not frozen. For a minute. Okay.
Yeah. So, but the point of that is you don't have to be good at everything. You just have to be around really good people. And just, always, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, man. 'Cause unless you're the speaker, maybe, but that's about it. So shout out to Cleveland for that. And I want to continue. So you were doing, I love how you said you were bad at the videos, because now your videos look really good and crispy. But back then when your videos, you started doing the color grading, and that's the other thing, guys, I want you to not forget. You have to be bad before you're good.
Right.
So you're never going to be, but people are like, I'm not good. It was like, you never did it. Like,
Yeah.
And you have to do it several times.
You have to fail over and over again in order to be successful.
Exactly. Over and over. And that's, like the repeating thing. So, so once you did the reviews, you did the iPhone, when did you finally know, like, okay, I'm going to do my lane, which is DJ stuff? Like,
it's weird because I always knew that I should probably do that, but I just kind of said, I'm like, I don't want to just DJ. I don't want to do DJ stuff. There's just, first off, I don't have access to all the DJ stuff. And, I don't know. And then as my buddy Waddy J, actually, he was a DJ at the company. And when we were talking about what I wanted to do, he's like, I want to start a YouTube. I just don't know what I want to do. I think I want to do vlogs. I think I want to do this. And he's like, yeah, man, you should do it. You have a wealth of information. So when I first started doing YouTube, it wasn't about the gear. It was about the vlogs. I wanted to be the next DJ Bar, where it was like, like I think he posted a video just recently, and he posted it. He had like 3,000 views in like 6 hours. Like, and it's only his vlogs. They just love his vlogs. It's like, I want to be that guy. Or you look at Peter McKinnon and his wonderful B-roll, and you're like, I want to be, that's who I want to be. So I started doing vlogs, and as great as the vlogs were, and this is the funny thing, they really were good. I put a lot of heart and soul into those vlogs. Nobody watched them.
yeah.
So I'm spending multiple days working on a vlog that nobody watched. And I'm talking like the first vlog I did, I posted it on Facebook, and on IG. Hey, my new vlog is up. Go check it out. And then it was like 100 views. I was like, I made it. 100 views. Did another vlog. It was like 60 views. Another vlog, 30 views. And then I was like down to like 20. I'm like, okay. So I've already wasted all my resources. I've exhausted all my family and friends. They are already done with me, so I got to move on. So I was doing the vlogs. I started doing some gear reviews. Those had gotten some traction. I was like, okay, gear reviews are working. But again, I didn't have all the gear, and I wasn't going to like NAMM or, the DJ Expo in Atlanta. I wasn't doing all those things. So what I would do instead was I started doing these My Thoughts videos. Somebody would release a piece of hardware, and I would go to the website, I would check it out, I would look at all the specs, and then if I didn't get what I was wanting out of the specs, I would go find the manual, I'd download that, and I'd read the manual that day. And then by the end of the night, I could do my video. So I would do a My Thoughts video on if it was good, if it was bad, and I didn't think that anybody would want to watch those videos. Like, why would you want to watch a video from a guy that doesn't have the hardware in front of him and is talking like he knows about the hardware in front of him, And but I kept doing them, and the numbers were good. And then I did a survey once, and I was like, hey guys, what do you guys like better? Do you guys like my gear reviews? Do you guys like my vlogs? Blah, blah, blah. And the results came back, and it was like, yeah, people love the gear reviews, obviously. But the second one was My Thoughts videos. So I was like, okay, people like to hear what I have to say. Okay, cool. And so then I started working on those and modifying, and then I have the news one that kind of adds multiple things, and it's been working. I haven't done a video yet. I got to do a video today. I haven't done any this week. I've kind of been slacking a little bit, but yeah, I enjoy. It takes a while. All you YouTube people out there that start, and then you go, oh, that sucked. DJ Mighty Rel in the house. What's up, fam? Or I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it sounds. Nothing, the way I am right now, even if you compare it to the way I was 3 years ago, is completely different. The comfort level, my ability to kind of talk around things and to get my point across, like all of these things, I had them in me. They were were good, but they weren't like as good as they are right now. It took time to be comfortable with like talking to a camera, as they say, making love to the camera. You know, making people believe that when you're looking at the camera, you're looking at them. That was that took a while. You know, so you know.
I think those are great. There's so many great things to dissect from there. First, you have to be bad before you're good. The other thing too is he had an idea and then he did effort. Another thing too, which people don't realize, is a lot of times you have to, even with us in Twitch, how we started this. I mean, we started around the same time. Me a little before you, but I was doing Facebook before. Mm-hmm. So I kind of, it's a weird thing with Facebook because I didn't Twitch because I didn't actually pay attention to it. But the reason why I say that is we were kind of trying to find our way with this whole talk thing, right? And we didn't know what it was. And then going from Facebook over to Twitch, and then really not understanding what Twitch was. And remember, in Cleveland can attest to this, hype trains weren't common for talk shows.
Right.
Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. It was not a thing, you know, and then people were like, oh, but I'm begging. And it's like, no, dude, if somebody's tipping you, you have to say thank you. Like,
yeah,
we started to kind of find all these things and we would talk about it and we would say, okay, well, what do we do this and how do we improve that? And it was a lot of loosely collaborating, but in the same time, like brainstorming, like mastermind things. Yeah. So what's awesome about him is he didn't have resources. He was resourceful, right? You can't buy all the gear. It's not like they were sending him free stuff. And in fact, I think a good point to bring up before I get to that point, but like you also would record yourself. Like you'd schedule time to record with no like, you know, end sight in mind. Like
right.
did it because you were passionate about it. Like it wasn't like you were like, I'm gonna get 100,000 views on this. And I like when people do that. And I think it's smart, but you can't let that stop you either. Like, you know what I mean? When we said we're gonna get 1,000 live viewers, people thought we were crazy. But
right.
For us, it was like, well, we're gonna keep doing it until that one thing happens. But there's other people that are like, well, there's not 1,000 viewers, so I'm gonna stop. You know, so it's different.
Yeah, if you stop early on because you don't like the progress, then you're not actually enjoying the journey.
Correct.
You know, I mean that's it. Because if I were that person, I would have stopped. It took me a year to get to 1,500 viewers, a whole year, and the first 6-7 months, I was hanging at like 400 viewers. Like it started to pick up, and that's another thing about YouTube. You can't just make a video or two and wonder why you don't have 1,000 followers yet. YouTube is 100% on what else you got. And if you don't have anything else, nobody will follow you. You know, like you'll go on, you'll be like, oh, well, that's cool. I like that video. What else does he have? Oh, he doesn't have anything else. Okay, well, I'll wait. And then sure enough, YouTube, the algorithm will say, well, you like this video, you might like another one. And then that's how you start to deal. When people, I would say after the third video, this is the way I am anyway. After the third video, if I watch somebody after the third video that I like, I will subscribe to them after the third video. But before that, they'll show up in my algorithm. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. So, you know, you got to just, it takes time. It's a grind, and it's a grind for a reason. Unless you're doing makeup shit and, you know, that kind of stuff and TikTok and all that stuff, you know, yeah, that's great. And when people always brag like, oh my God, I showed a picture of my dog on TikTok and I got, 500,000 views. It's not real.
It's definitely not. Yeah, it's definitely not. Another thing too, which is really good to share with the viewers. By the way, if anybody's not hosting, make sure you do so. This way more DJs get to learn and stuff. You just started getting gear from tell them how yes. like now you're on the list for these places and now they're considering you and now you're having these meetings, but it took a minute. Like
it took over 2 years of constant growth. I would say probably when I hit well, let's see. The reason I started getting any gear at all was because of Mojax.
Mojax.
Yeah. Mojax saw my videos and was like, I like what you're doing. I want to bring you into NAMM and introduce you to In Music. Like if it weren't for Mojax, I would be, I don't know. I actually don't know where I would be because Mojax opened the door and then I started getting more gear. Other people knew that I was getting gear all of a sudden. So now they wanted to send me gear and it's just kind of this thing like, I think it's hard for you to just kind of get in unless people are like, people vouch for you. Because even when I got there, they were like, hey, you know this guy, he does YouTube? He's like, they're like, yeah, we've seen his videos. He's good work. Well, if I did good work, why haven't you contacted me? Because sometimes you need somebody to vouch for you, you know? And it's the gear, getting the gear early is great. I'm not going to say it's not great. Having access to stuff, hey guys, can you just send me this so I can review it? You know, that's great. And but even when you get in, there's still levels. Like when I first got into like in music and stuff, there would be new gear that come out, and I'd say, hey, am I going to get it? He goes, you're going to get it, just not in the first batch. You know, you'll get it like
Round three.
Yeah, you'll get it 2-3 weeks later. And I'm like, look, I get it. There's a hierarchy. You got to send it to the Mojacks and the digital DJ tips and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but then I started doing my videos, like my Prime 4 video, my Denim Prime Go, and the guys were like, oh, wow, these are really, really good videos. You know, like we want you to get them first because obviously you put a lot of effort into them. And then the holy grail of all things is Pioneer DJ. You know, when they started sending me day one stuff, I think that across the board, people were like, oh, okay, he's like, when I released the S11 video, and that was thanks to Drew at Pioneer, Drew Bach at Pioneer. He's my guy. We have a really good relationship. We made a relationship. He was actually watching my videos before I even knew him. I went to NAMM 2020 and went to Pioneer, and I was talking to people, just trying to like make connections with all the people so I could start getting gear. And Drew comes up to me. He's one of the guys at the booth, and he's like, man, I love your videos. And I was like, oh, thanks. Like, and he's like, no, you don't understand. I've watched all your videos. And I was like, okay. He's like, I'm like, well, who do I talk to? He goes, nobody's going to help you. He's like, here's my card. You come to me. We'll work it out. And because of Drew and his constant pushing of everything, he's the one that got me in there. And when I released that S11 video, the same time as Mojax and Crossfader and Digital DJ Tips, that was the thing that people were like, okay, we got to take him serious now, you know, because it wasn't until then, you know. So
and S11 is recent. Like that's literally, I mean, come on.
That's what mid 2020. Yeah. And that's how long it took. And if it weren't for Drew, Pioneer would have never sent me anything. In all honesty, because they're not just a DJ company, they are a conglomerate. You know, they are a business. So in order to like get that access, you got to go through like 5 chains of command, you know, just to get to it. So the fact that Drew was in my corner, is how it helped. So it's your talent is only one part of getting you in the door, you know, because I know YouTubers that are really talented, but they're assholes. And businesses don't want to work with assholes. That's just a fact. If they're putting their neck out, their name on the line, they want to make sure that even if you are the guy that's hypercritical of things, that you're going to do it in a constructive way, that it's not going to make them look bad. They don't want to look bad. Nobody wants to send anybody anything that will turn around and make themselves look bad. That's just stupid. You know what I mean? So it's like, just be nice, set up relationships, and then you know, they'll build. And even if, like, I've had issues where things were delayed, I could have been an ass. Hey man, I gotta have this at this time. Now I'm screwed. But I'm like, hey, I get it. You know, you're sending me free stuff. It is what it is. The only thing that I have been a big proponent of right now is the fact that we have to send stuff back. That's the only thing that might get me into trouble, because I'm gonna have this conversation with all of them. Like, guys, you got to stop making us people send stuff back. You know,
I think it takes time. You know, it's going to take a time for a bunch of people to kind of make a stance with it, and it could be like a form of not just payment, but in addition, like, you know, a thank you. Because if you love an S11, why shouldn't you keep it? You
right?
know what I mean? Or whatever that gear is, etc.
Yeah,
so I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Mighty Rel says, Cleveland Terry, it's been a joy to see your growth.
Thanks, man. Thank you. And it's been a joy getting all of that music that you send me in the Dropbox. So thank you for that.
You can't get anything. Rel, I feel your pain, man.
No, that's real talk.
Oh, it's true. Oh,
yeah.
I don't know when the hell you're being spicy or not. I take that back. Is there a reverse? Do I have a rewind?
You should. You know what? You should make a reverse one. You should do one. No, that's been one of the coolest things about Twitch and quarantine, because I always wanted to know how DJs got all of those amazing edits and all that cool music that you can't find anywhere, but all the top DJs have it. Like, Scratch Bastard will have a track and Jazzy Jeff will have a track, but like nobody else has that version, right? And then I realized it's because there's a whole sharing pool of DJs that just share music all the time. Hey, that's a cool edit. And then I look at my Dropbox and it's sitting there, so it's like that alone, as I've been so happy. Am I telling everybody where it is? No. But still, like it's a great little thing. Rel knows it's a great little thing, so I had to upgrade my Dropbox just to hold all of the music that everybody sends me.
I'm gonna have to change this thing because they're charging me for Dropbox and I'm not really using it like that. But that's good. That's really, really good. So shout out to Cleveland Terry for that, because I think that's a great story that I don't think people realize, like nurturing relationships, being consistent, being passionate, having a vision, pivoting. Because I mean, we've had to pivot just even through this Twitch thing. So it's amazing to hear all the times you had to pivot, just even with your initial starts or how you were thinking of doing it. But this is a really important question for me though. But what did your wife think while you were doing all this crazy stuff? Because I always, it's interesting to me to think what the partners think.
Yeah. So actually, by the way, Cat Hepburn 17. I love that name. Love that name.
Best name.
It really is.
Shout out to Queen
that's a funny story. Because I kind of talked about it briefly yesterday. When I first started doing anything related, because look, so my wife has been with me. We've been together for 22 years almost. Married for 15, 16 years. And so she's been with me since the beginning. Like when I was producing music and I was in the studio for, 8-9 hours a day, and she'd come over and she's like, "Have you eaten?" I'm like, "No, I haven't eaten. I totally forgot. I've been in engineering. I don't have time for eating." Kova. So she's always known that. And with the music group and the performing and all that stuff, so she's always known that there's a part of me that she's not going to have 100% of. There's a part of me that needs to be artistic and needs to be able to express myself. So when I started the DJ company for like 6 years, I was DJing for the company, doing all the admin, the sales, and working a full-time job. So after the full-time job, I would get in my car, drive to my meetings. They were all in LA, so it was like a 2-hour drive just to get to the meeting. So I'd get up in the morning at 7:30, go to work at 8 o'clock, work till 5, get in my car, do 2 or 3 interviews, get back home at like 10 o'clock, start the whole thing over again. So that was what I was doing for a long time, but it's what it takes to grow a business. So after about 6-7 years, I started to get cranky. And I started to get cranky because I felt like all I was doing was working, and I wasn't being able to like express my artistic side anymore. Like I had stopped producing. We had a record deal, lost the record deal. So then I was in this weird limbo of like, what the hell am I doing right now? So when I started doing the YouTube, it was all about artistic expression. I need something to do to just get out and express myself. So I started doing it, and it wasn't that big of a deal. I would do like once a week. And because I had a studio at the office, I could go to the office and then do videos. So she never saw them, but now she sees it all the time. Like she knows. So she completely understands that it's a necessary evil. She did not understand for the longest time, where she was like, "I don't understand why you're spending so much time doing all this YouTube stuff. You're not even making any real money off of it. Why do you spend so much time?" And I kept telling her, it's not about now. It's about later. It's about later. And she's finally, when the gear started showing up at the house, she finally started to understand, well, okay, there's clearly something bigger going on. But then when like I was starting to get asked to be on, talk shows and I started getting money from people like, "Oh, hey, Serato, I'm doing Serato studio work. They want to pay me for it. Oh, how much do they want to pay you?" Really? Like, yeah, okay. And what I was always trying to tell her was it's it's YouTube is the foundation. It's the base. So you get on YouTube, you do all your stuff, and then that literally branches out to all the ways to actually make money, sponsorships, deals, product deals, and all these things. That's how you make your money. You're not making your money off YouTube unless you are a really popular figure that's getting 1 million views per video. That's the only way to make real money on YouTube. So sponsorships, deals, all those things, that's how it works. And she understands now, and she's seen that it is what it is. Now, this was always supposed to be a supplemental. This was never supposed to be a full-time thing, because I have a company that I run, but I was also like, I got kids in dance. I got a kid in college. Like, it's nice to have a supplemental. So you can get to a point where it's like, okay, I got the business money that's always coming in, and now I have this that I can put into a nest egg. That's what it's for. It's nest egg money. The same thing with Twitch. Twitch money. Until now, I didn't spend any of my YouTube money until quarantine, when I stopped working. And all of a sudden there was no money coming in. And so I was like, I looked into it, like that's the YouTube Twitch money paid for my roof to be repaired. Not repaired, replaced. And if anybody knows, replacing a roof ain't cheap.
That ain't cheap.
Yeah. So if that gives you any indication of like the kind of money you can make, it's not money you can live off of, but it's money that when you don't touch it, it can grow, really, really fast. So you couple Twitch money with YouTube money, and now, it's like it's a good revenue stream. It's a revenue stream. That's all any of these things are. They're just revenue streams. People, I'm going to say some weird things. People need to get out of the mindset that your one business is, okay, I have a job. That's not your revenue stream. That is a revenue stream. You got to get into the business of having multiples. So when something happens, and this is what hopefully we've all learned over this quarantine.
Yes, sir.
That you need to have multiple forms of revenue, not just one. One will take you out and you'll be screwed. So get a couple of different things, whether it be YouTube, whether it be that, whether it be, I don't care if it's TikTok and you got money coming in. Just have multiple revenue streams that are just coming in. Like, I still get money from YouTube right now, even if I don't make another YouTube video, because there's residual money because I have a catalog of videos. Twitch is the only thing that I guess with your subs, but if you stopped streaming, technically your money stops. After a month, people are going to be like, I'm no longer subscribing to him. So you have to do this. But like YouTube, anybody that searches DDJ1000, my video is going to pop up and they're going to watch it. So there's always that catalog of stuff. What's also funny? This is for you, Kova. Just now, finally, my wake up shows are starting to generate views on YouTube.
No way.
Yeah. So my last couple have been doing about 1,000 each video, which is good. 1,000 is like, to me, that's like the baseline. If I hit 1,000 views, like I'm like, if I hit 1,000, I'm like, okay, it was worth my time. If I hit 5,000, I'm like, okay, that's my average. 10,000 is a good video. That's a great video. So like right now, Qbert is sitting at 2K.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's perfect. If I can get a K out of each one of these videos, I'm a happy man. Nick Spinelli right now, the video I did yesterday, is sitting at, let's see here. Live. Nick Spinelli is sitting at almost 700 views right now. Yeah.
Wow.
So
look at that. In a day.
Yeah. So it's going well. But again, this is what I'm saying to people. When I first started doing them, 50, 100 views. People were just like, well, I don't know what this is about. Why should I watch long form content from Cleveland Terry when he always does 10-minute videos? You have to change people's mindsets about what it is that you're doing. And that takes time for people to go, oh, okay, so he's got his reviews, but this Wake Up in Cleveland show is like his podcast. Okay, cool. I'll watch his podcast. It seems fun and entertaining. And that's the same thing with Twitch. Anytime, DJs should know this. Anytime like you change your formula, your format, I'm only doing EDM, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I kind of want to do hip hop. People are like, whoa, what is this? I don't want, and people need to know, no. This is one other thing that I'm doing. It's not just. And when I did the talk show, same thing. You know, people were like, what is this? You're not DJing, you're just going to talk to us? That's weird. Okay. You know, so, but now people are like, oh, we look forward to your talk shows. Just like we look forward to Tweak Music Tips, you know, and the carnival. Like that's important, you know? And by the way, if Kova could have more than 10 people on his show at one time, he would do it. It's like, what's the maximum? What's the maximum that I can put on StreamYard's 10? That's it.
I don't know. Caramel screams at me. Little Fever always says something. They're like, why, dude? Why? Just stop. And I'm like, well, we could do it bigger. He could be bigger. I don't even have the effect. I wish I had the DJs have the effect. Bigger. Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to Cleveland Terry. Yes, but that's funny. There is a limit, and it is 10, and then it's not good. So let's do this, guys, because a lot of you guys have been intervening in this, and so here's what we're gonna do, Cleveland. We are going to CT. We're gonna go through these questions, but you're not gonna give us the super long winded. We're gonna get because we want to make sure we go through them. Yeah. So shout out to a couple people in here. Diamond Lee, F105 Darwin, DJ Slim is in the building. What's up? DJ Slim, we rated him yesterday. It was really cool. Little Fever is in the building. What's up? Everfresh Canada, how are you today? Mixmaster GNL, of course, the Netherlands. DJ Mighty Rel, he's in LA, right?
I don't know where Rel is, actually.
Rel, let us know where you're from. Shout out to you, man. Koi Fabioso, that's Spain. Shout out to you, family. We appreciate you guys. Dre Live Forever? Is it Dre Alive Forever? I would mess it up. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't. I'm sorry. In advance. Joe Moore. Shout out to DJ Moore. Joe Moore says, the DJ biz is like most businesses. It's all about relationships. Shout out to you for that. TD Diesel says, "Don't be a dick" by Cleveland Terry, meaning he's saying that's how you relate.
I'm making a shirt. I'm gonna make a shirt.
There it is. There it is. Shout out to a Bounce DJ. We see you, family. Cooler Soul. How are you today? Ask Cleveland Terry. When you cleaned out your crates, how many songs do you fight over to keep or not?
That is a very, very good question. So I'm still cleaning. It's a ever going process of cleaning your crates. Because the problem is I have like 20,000 songs on there. So it's going to take a minute, but you got to get into a level that says, you know what? I'm okay to release things. Or if you question it all, you might want to just keep it. But like I'm the mindset of, first, let's find all the songs that I have duplicates of. Then let's find all the songs that I have remixes of. Then I play the remix. Am I ever going to play this remix? You know, and then if there's a song that is near and dear to my heart, I will keep it. But if it's some random song that now I can potentially stream, or I'll pull it when I need to, I'll get rid of it. One of the things that you should probably do, and I didn't think about this, check your plays. Sort by plays, see what you've actually used for it. And I'm at a disadvantage because I'm using iTunes, but all my plays are in Serato. But yeah, you want to just be slow and methodical with it, because you don't have to delete every song. Like, people get into this mindset you have to delete every song. That's not why you're cleaning your crates. You're not cleaning them just to delete. You're cleaning them to get better organized. So if you have the room, you don't delete things just because. It's more about organization. So I've been going through and just tagging everything. That way, when I do my smart crates, the things pop up. And then when they pop up in the folder, then I can look at it and go, oh, why is this in here? I never played this song. And then I can begin doing the deletion process. But it's more about just cleaning up. If you have a big ass house, you don't have to keep one couch in the living room because I want to keep it minimalist. No, if you have a big house, then do it. I have a 2 terabyte drive. I got enough space, so it's not about just deleting stuff.
That's great. That's a great. I love the first thing is obviously the doubles. The second one should be the ones that you don't really play, and then the other ones too. Sometimes you have bad quality ones. I don't know if you've ever sorted through that.
No. So here's the thing too. As DJs, you would know this. Sometimes you get songs that are one-offs. You get a bootleg version of a track, or some label release a song that's great and is out of business now, and they're no longer distributing the song anymore. So I actually have songs that I can't get anywhere. I can't find a better version of them. They don't exist. So for those, I just keep them. They're like bad records. You know, you have that bad record, but you're like, yo, but nobody has this song anymore. You know, and so it's different. But like for me, if it is just crappy and I don't play it, I just get rid of it. Like, why am I keeping a 92, KBS for no reason? This is crap. But you have. That's the big problem with cleaning out your crates. You have to play every song. And not only do you have to play every song, but let's say you have 3 versions of a track, right? One is 184 KBS, one's 320, maybe one's 92. You might play that 184 and it actually sounds better than your 320 because somebody just up-resed basically a 92, kilohertz. So what I'm saying is you got to play every song. Find the best version and then use that one, but play every song,
That's good. DJ Slim says that's why he's never done YouTube for all the hard work that you were talking about in detail, which is funny. Shout out to Koi Fabiosa. He asks, so every YouTuber that reviews DJ gear sent them to the companies and have to send it back.
Okay.
After the gear being reviews.
All right. So in general, any gear you get, you need to send back. Like they'll send you a little NDA and they'll send you a little contract that says you have it for a month, 2 weeks, whatever, and then you have to mail it back. You don't have to mail it back on your own dime. They always give you a slip or whatever. You have to mail it back. Every so often, you can work out something and maybe you're able to keep it. But just in general, all product that they send you needs to be sent back. Now, if it's something like Mackie's like, nope, we'll send you the product. It's yours to keep. Just review it and we're good. Every company's different, but all the big ones require you to send all their gear back. All the big ones. Smaller ones typically send it to you and you're able to keep it.
Okay, that's awesome. Shout out to Little Fever. We see Audio One's in the building. Shout out to Audio One.
What up, Audio One?
Little Fever as well. We're just wishing.
Oh, hi, Little Fever.
Audio One a speedy recovery. Darth Vader's in the building. Shout out to you, fam. DJ Diamond Lee. We just did already. Dance Forever. How are you today? So let's see. 1 second. So somebody was asking. This is a good question. Oh, Mixmaster GNL has one. This is about the other one. So it says, ask. So I'm not clear on the Melon. Is that the name of software?
Yeah, it's Melon app. And hold on, I'll show everybody.
Is it an OBS replacement?
No.
Restream replacement or both?
No. Well, it's technically a Restream replacement. So just like StreamYard, you're able to pull in multiple things: Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and you can stream simultaneously to all of them. But Melon is a direct competitor to StreamYard or Restream Studio versus OBS. But with their little Streamlabs little plugin, it definitely feels a little more OBS-like than StreamYard-like. Now, the question is going to be, how does the audio sound and all of those things if I start to DJ and everything? That's the question. I know somebody asked, can you bring in people? I can bring in other DJs on Melon. There is a stereo option, which I'm using currently. But yeah, you can keep bringing in people. They can DJ. You can kick them off, bring another DJ in. That's not an issue.
Got it. Audio One was talking about when you were talking about your wife and relationships. He said it takes a very strong partner to date/marry a DJ, producer, musician. I definitely learned the hard way. Okay. That's a tough one.
No, you're absolutely right. And I think, look, we're a different breed. We see things differently. We act differently. Time has no concept for us. It's like, hey, if we're doing something, it might be till 4 a.m, and you got to just be okay with that. You got to be prepared to go to bed alone sometimes, and that's just the way we work. But I think it allows for people to be individual too. I always see couples that are like nonstop just stuck together. And I'm like, I've never had that relationship because I've always had my own space, and then they develop their own space. So when you come together, it feels fresher. It's kind of like when you were back in the olden days and your parents would work and your dad would work till like from 8 a.m. till like 9 p.m. And then he'd come home. It always felt new. Their relationships just felt new because they didn't see each other Quarantine. That's why there's so many damn divorces. People were like, I hate you.
Can you imagine? I really didn't like you before the quarantine, but
Right.
now I can't. You get on my damn nerves.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So it's I don't know if it's Drea loves you or Drea loves Dia Live for life. Sorry about that. Or Drea Live for life. Or Dre. Let me see. Your success is definitely due to your hard work and authenticity on every platform. Respect.
So that's a big deal. I do want to talk about that just for a second because people need to understand this. Authenticity is the only thing that you have. And a lot of people think they need to be like somebody else in order to be successful. But that's not true. People gravitate to you because of your authenticity. And I learned the hard way, and not the hard way, because when I first started YouTube, I got a lot of pushback. People didn't understand what I was for whatever reason. Like people didn't understand my sarcasm. Like I don't take many things seriously, but the sarcasm can come off, and people are like, "Oh, you're a dick because blah blah blah." It's like, no, I don't even mean half the thing. Like I'm a jokester, and once you understand the way I joke, I'm hilarious. but you got to get past that. Oh, he's a dick. So. Being authentic, because everybody kept trying to tell me, oh, you need to do this, and you need to do this, and you need to change it up and do this. And I'm like, it's not me. And a lot of people don't understand that. When you say it's not me, you have to know who you are. And then you can say, when you say it's not me, you really do know that it's not you. So when I come to Wake Up in Cleveland, or when I come to a YouTube video, I am being myself, which is why I have a hard time hiding issues, which is why I love masks, which is why I will never ever, I will always be wearing masks for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be the Chinese community. They're always in masks. That's gonna be me. And people are gonna be like, "Why are you always wearing a mask?" Just so you don't see me talking shit right now, because right now I am unhappy with everything that's going on, and I don't want you to see it on my face. You've said something that's pissed me off, and I have to cover it up. So being authentic is everything in life. I see Selected in the building. What's up, fam? Good to see you, man. But authenticity, that's what people gravitate to. And once you know who you are, even if you don't think that there's an audience for you, there's an audience for you. Somebody likes the way you are, and stick with what it is. Like, of course you modify, but you got to be you. I want to stop real quick because Psychedelic said, is it a bad idea to bring a lower volume track into something like Garageband and make a higher volume copy? Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
You're the engineer. I'm going to say anytime. Look, the audio is not like graphics. You can't take a small little JPEG and then blow it up to 1024 and expect to not see artifacts in it. Photoshop does a really good job of that, but audio stuff still not the same. Anytime you're raising the volume level, you're raising the noise floor, and everything is going to start to come out. Now, depending on how you raise it, there is some space. Like you can go from a 0 to a +3 safely, but when you start to really really push up the decibels, it's going to sound like trash. Now, please, to the engineer, answer their question.
I've done both, so I get it. Excuse me, I was coughing over here. Excuse me. I've done both. I mean, it works. Good point is the noise floor. If it has a lot of noise in it, if you turn it up, it's going to be that thing. If it's really, really low, you can. I've done it. Another one, it's a trick that a lot of people don't do, is you can actually set the volume on Serato.
Mm-hmm.
So it has the volume knob on the top. So if you set it to a certain knob, it actually remembers that file. There's like some kind of data, metadata or something. It remembers. Did you know that or no?
I did know that. Yeah, Serato is really one of the only ones that does have a remember knob. All the other ones, forget it. So I do like that about Serato.
So if you're using Serato, make sure you use that knob. That's a good way. Sometimes when they're a little too loud, I do that too. Mm-hmm. I'll turn it down just a little bit so it won't be like obnoxiously loud and in the red. It helps. A lot of times bootlegs. Shout out to the bootleggers. Not really, but anyway, the reason why I say that is because you guys have to throw a limiter on top of the limiter. I mean, like
Mm,
literally, the Latin market is in like terrible with that. Shout out to DJ Unico, sent me like a whole folder like Garacha music, which is like
uh,
this tribal stuff,
right.
tribal stylist. And then literally, I was turning everything down because everything was in a red. I'm like, why? Because if you're not redlining, you're not headlining.
Um,
Go ahead.
so Steve says you need to get Brian S. Red on your show. I don't know if this is a joke or if this is serious. A lot of people know the story of Brian S. Red. I did a video on not playing whole songs, and it was a general video about, hey, look, you don't need to play a whole song. Like, you can cut it, and people will still dance and have a good time. Apparently, I ended up on his YouTube feed, and he felt the need to do a video about me. So he did a video. He didn't mention where the video came from. He wouldn't give me that credit. He was just like, so I was on my stream and this YouTube video popped up, and I started to look at it and it said, don't play songs. And he spent like 10 minutes just talking trash about me. Right? Never mentioned my name at all. So then I came on because people were like, yo, Brian S. Red's talking about you. So I went on to the video and I said, hey, just so you know, I think you're taking it a little out of context when I'm talking about that. I'm generalizing. I'm not talking about every single genre. I understand that there are differences. This is, but this is a generalization. He didn't respond. He didn't he didn't do anything. He just ignored me, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, you're going to be a dick about it. Fine. So everybody knows that, like, I usually let things roll off my back. I don't let that roll off my back. So people are always like, you should do this. And I'm like, who's running it? Nah, I'm good. I don't care. I don't care if he's got, all the stuff. I don't want to be involved with him because I don't build relationships with dickheads. And it came off like a dickhead move. So yeah, he will never be on this show, ever.
Man, I was like, I don't know the man. I don't know the man, but if he ruffled the CT's feathers like that,
I'm pretty open minded and like I can forgive and move on. Like, but not when you disrespect me. When you disrespect me, I'll like you. Nope, none of you guys have actually seen my mean side. Like, I have a mean side. Like, if people think, like, if I disconnect from you, that's a bad move. It's a bad move. Yeah.
That means you're dead to me. I could see. I could see that happen. No, I don't know if I would get him there, but I'm just saying I could definitely see that happen. I think if somebody crossed you, I don't think you're the forgivable type. I'm the same though, so I get it. So I mean, I get it with somebody because you know what it is. You try to be cool, and then if somebody passes,
yeah, you were like, let me be the bigger man here. So when I responded, I was hoping that he would create a dialogue. Not just act like I didn't. Oh, look at me like what did Bernie Mac said? Look at me like I'm short. Like really. Don't treat me like a little boy. So anyway, shots fired. I'm sure he knows because DJ Barr, we're friends, and he DJ Barr did one of his shows at one of the hotels and stuff like that, and I'm sure DJ Barr has told him. I'm sure it's not a secret. I've never seen him at any NAMs or any of that stuff. If I did, because like even digital DJ tips, Phil, I would make jokes about Phil on my videos all the time. Like there was a video of when I saw him at NAMM, and I said he was in his little tie. He has a little microphone. The microphone that you bought. You want to, interview people? And I'm like, why are you doing that? So he had a microphone like that. He was walking around, and I was like, hey Phil, hey man, what's going on, man? I'm a big fan of yours. Oh, I love what you're doing. And he like looked at me like, that's great, and then just like walked away. And I was like, oh, so I made a joke about it, like, oh yeah, like I'm not in his level, like I get it, whatever. So then when I went into In Music because of Mojax, he was in the room, and I think so he made eye contact, almost like a oh okay, and I made a joke again, and I put it in the video. Don't worry, Phil's never gonna see this, but it's like later on, I post in his Twitch. And he's like, hey, Cleveland Terry, good to see you, man. Make sure you follow Cleveland Terry. He's great, blah, blah, blah. And so I know that he recognizes me. And it's not it was me making sense of I'm not in that same realm and making a joke about it. Self-deprecation. You know what I'm saying? But he at least acknowledged. When you don't acknowledge, you're just an ass. So there is a difference. And DJ Metro says I agree with CT. Thank you. Anyway,
let's go to this one. So, Miss Master Genius asks, how is the iTunes spring cleaning going? I might have something that you want. Complete tags using Discogs data, no typing required.
Who said that?
Miss Mixmaster GNL.
Oh yeah, Mixmaster. I need that. If I can get, because really the biggest thing for me, it has nothing to do. It's all about the date the song was released and the genre. And even the genre can get a little weird because I know sometimes it's like R&B, sometimes it's like R&B soul or pop, and they always change the tags. But like if I could get the year alone would save me so much time. Because if I can get the year alone, then when I pull it into Serato and start actually making adjustments, I can do all those adjustments in Serato. You can't change you can change the date, but it's just I'd rather do it in iTunes. So yeah, Mixmaster, I need that. Send it my way, please.
Everfresh sounds like me. He says, I don't get rid of anything. I just get bigger hard drives. I used to be this way.
I'm on that fence, but I know there's stuff in there. Like I've been going through, I'm like, oh my God, why do I have this? Why do I have this? There's no reason to keep it. If you use it, keep it. But I guess it's the same thing as like people who have a warehouse full of albums that maybe they only play, 40 of the albums, but they got that warehouse just in case they want to play that one song, so I kind of understand where they're coming from. But hard drive space, I don't know. It's time to clean. You get to a point in your life where you're like, you look inside your house, you're like, why do I still have that? I've never touched that shirt in 5 years. Why do I still have that shirt? Get rid of it. So it's little things like that.
Watch the documentary, the Minimalist. You'll love it. They have a new one actually, by the way, too. But watch the original one.
What's it on? What stream?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix. Okay.
So they have a new one. It's like the updated one. But watch the first one first, and then the second one makes a lot more sense. But it's really good. It literally tells you that like you probably wear 5 to 10% of your clothes. I'm looking at my closet right now.
There's 7 shirts that I wear, but there's like 40 other shirts in there that I never touch.
That's why I wore white today, by the way, because I knew you were gonna wear DJ black.
I wear black a lot. That's my color.
DJs wear black a lot. DJs in the chat, let us know if you wear what color. How much black is in your attire? It's usually all black. I literally was going through. I was like, black shirt. I'm like, oh, here's a white one. I'm like, I'm gonna wear it because Cleveland's wearing a black.
DJ Yojimbo in the building. What's going on, fam? I met Yojimbo on Hawaii Luck Club. I didn't know who he was before. By the way, super dope DJ. He's scratching on the rain one like it's nothing. Yeah, seems like a real nice guy. Make sure you're following Yojimbo.
Shout out to Yojimbo. So Audio One says the new Serato version manages plays a lot better. Before it was counting insta doubles as a play. Some registered a lot more.
Yeah, that would suck. Oh, yeah. Who's Dane?
Let's see what we got in here.
Oh, so that's what the text to speech is. So when Dane joined, I don't know who Dane is, but Dane joined. It told me in my ear that Dane joined.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. I don't know who Dane is.
We have a creep.
And Dane, I need you to turn on your camera, or I mean, because there's no camera on right now.
There's no camera.
We're not doing dick pics on Wake Up in Cleveland.
Oh, shout out to Pre-Young Johnny's in the building. Shout out to
PJ.
Him.
Good to see you, man.
He's in the building. Shout out to a couple people. Marcos Mixon Vasquez. I'm so sorry, bro. I saw you drop the TMT emos before. Shout out to you. So let's see. Marcus Mixon Vasquez says, I found an entire library of music I forgot that I had for 20 years. I used it on Twitch and had so much fun. Certain stuff is irreplaceable. I think we're talking about kind of like the
right. Oh, by the way, I see somebody saying that Twitch is down. Parts of Twitch are down.
I'm sure.
So that might explain
my which McCall was before.
Yeah, well, and or the numbers are acting a little weird today. Dane's gone. Sorry, Dane. I guess
maybe Dane was part of the thing. By the way, I had we were like a 198, 193 the other day, and it went down to 0, and then it went up to 80, and it was like on 80 for like
it's
15 minutes.
so that's exactly what's going on. So on my screen it says 0 on the counter, and we are at 81 on Twitch, and I don't even know what's going on YouTube.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So
T Diesel says 2 things. He said that he watches you live. He's not watching you again on YouTube. And then he wrote, "The world of YouTube personalities is like high school." LOL. Talking about probably the S-Red thing.
Yeah. You can. Hey, first off, my YouTube stuff, my static content is. Dane from Trinidad. Oh, why'd you get off, man? He must thought I had a camera. Is my guess. Yeah, but Twitch has been a mess since the last update. Twitch goes through phases, and every time they update, something cool pops up. It's like the rest of the thing is broken. Like it is what it is. She says Twitch has crashed on me twice today. Okay, good to know.
Shout out to Mike Carbonell. Says, "What's going on in here?" Philip Tan says, shout out to Philip Tan. Honestly says, honestly, if I blew up a JPEG 5 times the original size, it's gonna look terrible too. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good thing. Sometimes, look, it's not like I haven't done it. I have done it, but I usually do listen in for noise floor, and then also I'm using studio monitors. So I love it when DJs are like, they're like, my mixes sound terrible, and I'm like, why? They're like, I'm using my Pioneer, blah blah blah, or whatever. Not insert consumer or DJ. It's not the same. Like literally, when you get the studio stuff, it's a big difference. And guys, please stop using the Focusrite Scarlett for studio stuff. It sounds like trash. Literally, I was doing a session with somebody. It was in the city, and fortunately, I had my little box. But it sounded like we compared the Scarlett with the one I use. I use an Audient ID14. They have an MK2 that just came out. I'll put it in the link in the chat in a minute. But the point of that is, the Scarlett sounded like it had 3 towels on top of the speaker. It wasn't as loud, and it was just muddy. So just so you know, I'm just letting you guys know. Let's see. When we're watching Cleveland Terry live event, I couldn't tell if he was laughing at us in the chat or just disappointed with us. That's so funny.
Oh yeah, I've told people look, you. Because there are lots of DJs, and lots of DJs have opinions on what you should and should be playing. And then, if you're making jokes, and I'm the guy, I'll laugh and all that kind of stuff, But it's like, play this, and I'm just like, all right, y'all need to stop. We're done. You're just, this is not what we're doing today. Somebody had said something, and now I can't. Where did it go?
You let me know.
Dre said, what's the future of turntables, 1200s, etc.? Fewer and fewer DJs using these setups. You're right. If you're talking about mobile events, I think fewer and fewer people are taking them because it's a lot of work. That's 3 heavy pieces of equipment you got to bring when you could bring a controller that's 3% of the weight of all of the stuff you're bringing, and it's just easier. However, I think that it's all about ease of use than it is about them wanting to stop using turntables. Because I think if you talk to anybody and they're doing an event and the people are like, what's your rider? What kind of equipment do you want? 9 times out of 10, a turntable person is going to say, I want turntables. Unless the sub is right underneath them. Then they're like, I want a Rain 12. But turntables are what we've grown up on, so we're naturally going to use them. Underneath this table are turntables, and I have access to everything. I could rock my controller. I could rock the Rain 12s. I prefer the feel of turntables. So I don't think they're going to go away. I think there's been a resurgence, by the way, for a lot of people that love the turntables as almost a novelty. But there's been a resurgence. It's just like anything else. We're niche. We're niche. So anything we do, it's going to have niche qualities to it. By the way, so I still use, I haven't used it in a while. When I was doing all my mic work and all my stereo stuff, I used is it pronounced Apogee or Apogee?
No, Apogee.
Apogee. So I use an Apogee Track 2. Have you ever used those?
Amazing. What do you think of the converters?
Love
good.
them. Love them.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Great
See?
song.
See, all the way from the beginning, I was making good purchase choices.
There
All
you
the
go.
way.
No, Apogee's quality. Apogee's quality. Really good stuff. Even their stuff that's older is like really, really top notch. No.
Yeah.
Funny, Selecta 720 was talking about the new technique that came out. I don't know if you know, but it's actually almost half the weight of the original.
I know. They did shave it off, and a lot of people complain because they say that the vibration dampening is not as good, which I believe. I also know that a lot of people aren't necessarily using them, in situations that require that. So I think it's one of those catch-22s. People like to complain about stuff that things have or don't have, but in reality, most people don't use the things that they have or don't have. So it's kind of a silly conversation. It's like me getting mad. Oh, it doesn't have dampening, and like they sit in my studio, on this desk for years at a time. Like, what does it matter if it doesn't have dampening if I never use it in a high bass environment? So we all need to have perspective on things.
Yeah. I think another thing too is I know Selecta and them do vinyl sets, so it does refer to them. But I think one of the main things that I always hated about turntables was the needles portion.
Yeah,
there's always issues with the needles, and I'm kind of heavy-handed, and I would use the Concords, with the diamond tip.
Mm-hmm.
So if I hit it wrong, it would scratch and ruin the record.
Right.
I'm telling you, man. Like, I am not a fan of turn. With the second alternatives came to turntables, I was off the turntable. I was one of the first.
And needles get stupid sometimes. Like right now I bought 2 pairs of needles, and one of my needles always gives me a hard time. Brand new needle. I tried to put it on yesterday, and it was like all across the whole record. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a brand. And now all I have to do is go back, readjust, and it'll be fine. But like, I'm tired of having to think about, oh, it's been an hour. I have to clean my needle off now before it starts to go into that weird internal mode, and where it's playing the song at half the speed. That's things you don't have to worry about with phase, with the Rain 12s, with controllers. So, there are benefits. People always talk about that. And I know Selecta does his vinyl set, but the technology is designed to help you. And this DVS is technology helping you. The Rain 12 technology, we are evolving. So if you want that, hey man, so be it. You're still a DJ if you're rocking 12s, if you're rocking a controller, if you're rocking a Pioneer 250, it doesn't really matter. Just do your stuff and kill it.
That's great. So Greg Gurrier says older tracks that were originally recorded are almost flat. I'll redrum it manually each kick to give it more energy, but I refuse to use the ish track. An ish track, like bad track. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Just don't.
That's a lot of work, but that's great though.
And don't be the redrum crazy. Some people redrum like crazy. I can't tell you how many times I'll pull up redrum. I'm like, I preferred the original version.
Redrum the Poison. That one upsets me every time I would get that one. Like, who would redrum Poison?
Right.
Not you, George. Gregory, excuse me.
Yeah, a lot of people will redrum old 70s songs and 80s songs, and I'm just like, God, this sound, and it's always the same redrum. It's like they just took a loop and just threw it on. I'm like, this sounds like this is not even the way this old song sounded. The beat is completely different now. So it is what it is.
All right, so Selecta 720 asks, has anyone noticed that you have to be way in the red in OBS for it to be decent volume on Twitch?
Yes, that is true. I'm sorry. I just saw Audio One's thing. Hold on. Audio One said, hold on, it just jumped on me. He said, do what I did before hospitalization. Let both records spin on the turntable, but play it on internal on the opposite deck. Yeah. Hey, do what you got to do. I had a friend that never used 2 turntables. So even he was one of my DJs, and we'd send him on a thing. He'd never used the other turntable. He put his plate of food on the other turntable while he was DJing. So they made a crate, a flight case that had a mixer and 1 turntable, all one piece. And I sent him, I'm like, this is what you need, Doug. You just why have the second one just because you don't care how it looks? You got fucking filet mignon sitting on a plate on the deck next to you.
Shout out to DJ JRS does that. That drives me nuts, by the way. I mean, it might be my OCD, but I'm literally like, how are you not using the other deck? It's like this way and then that way.
Yeah.
I always get messed up because once had it like you guys, I guess you throw it to the other one. I can't get used to it. Do you like instant doubles? I mean, I've used it when it's been an emergency, but
Yeah, I use it in an emergency or if I'm doing any type of instant double tricks. You know, that's really the only time. So 5 says, does Beat Source only have original mixes or do they also have edits or remix redrums? So that is the difference between Beat Source and Tidal for the future. They are in the process of adding intros to their music. So you'll be able to get a DJ version of the track and play the intro into it. So it's coming. It's coming. And they're the only ones that are going to be able to do it. Tidal's not putting intros on their music. Neither is Spotify, or which you can't even stream, or, you know, I mean, maybe SoundCloud, but then you never know what version of that track you're getting on SoundCloud. It could be, you know, MC Dumbass, acapella version that he did his new freestyle over that you thought you were playing Crazy in Love. No, you're not.
so let's answer selectors. So anyone noticed that you have to be weighing the red in OBS?
Oh, sorry. So, so I have found that the only way is not so much weighing the red, because I think there is a limit to where it is in the red. Hold on. Let me see if I can share.
Do you actually add processing to your?
No, I just turn up the volume. Hold on. Where is my?
I do, by the way. I was told to, and I did, and I do. I throw a limiter on. Yep, I throw a limiter on.
I've heard that throwing the limiter on. I don't have an issue with that. Okay, Microsoft Edge entire screen. Where is how do I share the app? I guess I got to do entire screen. Okay, fine. All right, this is gonna look weird for a moment.
Let's see.
All right, where is it at?
I hear myself.
Oh, hold on. Let me stop you. Don't talk.
Beep.
Where is it at? Let me get rid of it because there's a share audio on the desktop, which I never saw before. Yeah, which is cool. You know, like if I wanted to bring this into something else, so we won't do that. We'll just share. Okay.
Shout out to Waxer UK.
Okay. So. Okay. Is that full screen? I can't see now.
Now we got it.
Okay. So here is the audio. You can see my microphone that's moving. And if I talk a little loud, it's moving into the red. Now, I prefer, let me put a track on. Of course, I can't hear it. That's okay. There it goes. Now, to me right now, when it's sitting in the red like that, it's slightly too high. It's not about it being in the red. It's about where it constantly hits. So, like right now, if I stop talking, it's basically in the yellow, but then the red bleeds in. So I want to make sure that it's always bleeding into the red. I think that's a good level right here. You don't want it to be here because that's going to distort. But anywhere around this point, I think is good. But yeah, you have to be in the red. If you're not in the red, like this is, a lot of people will go, I guess this is fine. This is where people normally sit because they're scared of going in the red. But you see how low it is? So you gotta move into the red to get some umph. So red's important. And I don't know anybody out there that doesn't agree that you should be in the red. I have a drummer engineer that I follow, and he's the same way. He's literally like, you put it in the red, no matter what, you have to.
Well, you're talking about an OBS.
In OBS, yes.
As an engineer, I see that, and I see people produce like that, and I'm like, the face like, but I mean, I could see that it sounds good. I do see that what it is.
Yeah, and Selecta says it doesn't distort for me in solid red. It may not distort for you, man. That just scares the hell out of me. That's all. It had nothing to do with whether it distorts or not. I just can't see it being in the red the whole time. It bothers me if it's just all red.
I just think that metering's off because
the metering's off.
Digital clipping, if you get in red, it's not like
right, exactly. But it is what it is, so it works.
I'm gonna do that shirt. If you're not redlining, you're not headlining. I'm gonna do that.
But yeah, I don't know that I would use any filters to raise this level. I would just turn your volume up. I mean, if I don't know what's going on, if your levels aren't hitting that normally, because like I'm using the S11, although my S11 is going into a mixer, and I guess that's kind of the issue because. So like right now, I'm looking at you might not be able to hear the audio. You probably can. Oh, actually, you can. That's right. Right now, I'm looking at my mixer, and my mixer it's not in the red. It touches the red on occasion, but it's not really in the red. It's in the orange. But in Streamlabs, in OBS, it's in the red. So I use my mixer, this Zoom L8. I use my mixer to kind of figure out where the audio should be, and then I don't really pay attention to OBS if my mixer is not clipping. So, yeah.
That's good. Let us know who asked the question. Do we create our own acapellas? DJs in the chat, do you create your own acapellas? And CT, what about yourself?
I have been now because I've been doing a lot more remixes and a lot more blends. And I've been using, in all honesty, either or. You can either use Algorithm DJ, and they actually have a program called
Neural Mix.
Neural Mix, yeah, Neural Mix Pro. But you don't technically have to buy Neural Mix Pro if you have Algorithm DJ because it's built in to Algorithm DJ. The only difference between the two is that with Neural Mix Pro, you can do your edit and then quickly hit export, and it'll just send the whole acapella out. That's the only difference. But with Algorithm, with the DJ, you have to let the song ride and re-record it. So that's really the only difference. But like for me, typically speaking, I only need like a verse and a hook. So it doesn't really matter to me. But that Neural Mix Pro is pretty affordable. It's like $59. I know there's another company, Audio One. What's the name of the company that's doing the stream? Not doing the stream. That's doing the isolation. I forget what it's called, but I know they have it too.
There's
I think it's
Isotope RX7. There's a bunch. RX7 is it?
Yeah, the Isotope one looks good. Here's the problem with the Isotope one. Yeah. It is subscription only. I don't want to have a subscription only to a plugin like that. I'm not paying for it. So
yeah, now they're doing it. Because I bought it for a ridiculous amount of money for the pack.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's subscription only.
And Selecta says, I hated Neural Mix. Got a refund. Now here's the question, and I will ask this all honesty. When did you hate Neural Mix? Because what I have found is that everybody, including Virtual DJ, has been improving on the application. Like I think they're using an open source algorithm, so to speak, an open source program, and then they're pulling it in. But even the difference between when I first heard like the first Virtual DJ version of it to the second update, I was like, it's night and day different. The first one, I'm like, this is shitty. But then the second one came, I'm like, okay, this is getting better. So I know they're getting better at it. So I'm just curious when you checked it out and got rid of it.
So I used one of the first people that actually sponsored us, meaning they did a giveaway, was XTEMS. Mm-hmm. We met them in Miami in March 2019. Yeah, before the pandemic. And they did our very first giveaway when we were trying to do the YouTube thing. And I thought theirs was really good because it has this like triangle thing where you can move it around to see where you get
where the optimum part is. Correct. Of dropping the volume on one piece. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. We did do the Neural Mix, which actually I made a track on it. I could show you guys if you wanted, but that was really cool. It doesn't work with everything. I learned later. Yeah. I don't know what it was, but I used 2-3 tracks and it was perfect. And then I used the other one. But you know which one I like the most? You just named it. The Virtual DJ one is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm like, holy crap. All I need is this.
Yeah, there's an update to Algorithm DJ's one that now has baseline isolation, which I have no idea how they do that.
Really?
Yeah. So an update just came out, which so I'm gonna try that out. But yeah, virtual DJs is getting better. It's getting better, and now my whole thing with virtual DJ before, I'm like, I need it to be mappable, and you couldn't map it, and then they made it by default, so now it's in its own little thing. So now it's on your pads. But I wanted the ability to be able to just say mute all for this one. So I only want vocals. Bam. Because the way that I did it before, it's the way they still do it is you have to mute out the things you don't want, and then you get what you want. So then you got to put them back in. I only want vocals. I only want the drum. And Algorithm DJ does that. So that's a very cool feature with it.
Yeah. So how the XStems did it, they have an update. I think it's 3 now, but it was a triangle. So let's say you were on the vocal, you were on this side of the triangle. So triangle split in 3, and then you would kind of like bend it over. So let's say it was like too much drums or whatever. You can either make it thinner or wider, and it was really interesting. I thought it was great. But it's a DIY, dude. Like there's a lot of stuff.
It's on the fly. Oh, see, and look, Mixmaster agrees with me. He said the one in the latest DJ AI is the best of the crop.
Wow.
Yeah. See?
Yo, Jimbo, thanks so much. I appreciate you, family. Good to see you. Before we go, because ask what's the easy way to delete from Serato? True School. Shout out to you, fam.
To delete from Serato? Yeah. And when you're talking about deleting from Serato, you're talking about deleting.
I'm assuming files.
Are you are you using another thing like iTunes also? Because if you're using iTunes, you got to delete them from within iTunes. If you're using Serato and you have your own folder and it's just pulling from the folder, Control Shift D deletes the file. Yeah. I think
but it doesn't delete the file from your laptop though, right? Just from Serato?
Control Shift D should delete it completely. Control D should remove it from the playlist, I believe. I could be mixing something up there. Yeah, Mark, the ability to solo. That's exactly what I mean. Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Dodger. Yeah, he talks about the RX-7. Rip X, DJ Cole 1. Shout out to you, fam. Is that another type of app? I'm always finding about new ones where people get their vocals from.
Yeah, Real DJ Yoshi. I can't do it today. I will do acapella one. Maybe I'll do it next week. Yeah. Maybe I'll do it next Thursday. Yeah. The problem with acapellas is I can do it on Twitch, but I can't really do it on YouTube because it'll flag me. And next thing you know, they're like when I did I got to re-edit Fat Man Scoop's video because I played a couple of his tracks. I didn't really care about the money because I knew it, but they blocked the video completely.
You went a little ham though. You played the long version. I was like, dude, what are you playing, the whole song?
Here we go, yo. Here we go, just over and over again. For 6 hours.
You literally played the verse, chorus, and then here we go, yo, twice.
But it doesn't matter because it's like if it gets flagged, it should just flag it and whatever. But yeah, they banned it, so I got to go back, re-edit it, cut out all the stuff, and then put it back in. So it is what it is.
Shout out to Pre-Young Johnny. He says OBS built-in metering is built on Spinal Tap's going to 11. Shout out to you, man. Let's get it. That's it. I tried it on the VLC player, and it was way off on the VU. I know that's so weird. You use different. It's just like a different metering system. I don't know what it is, but it's way too.
Sensitive. It wasn't the. Which one are we talking about? OBS.
OBS. Yeah.
It wasn't the priority. Look, the fact that OBS doesn't have an undo yet should tell you that there's some things they need to work on. As simple as that. So it's coming. It's coming. The new update. Hopefully the update comes out soon because I really need an undo. Like I really need that. Control delete from Serato crate, not from file. Yeah, I said that. Okay, so
yeah, we got to roll.
It's a Steinberg Spectral Layer Pro, another Sims tool. I'm sure. Look, there's a lot of them out there, and I even know that like at some point. Even Serato wants to come out with a version. So it's coming. It'll probably end up in Serato Studio, not in Serato DJ, because it actually makes more sense in Serato Studio to have an instant acapella than it really does on DJing. Like it should be a production piece. So it's just a matter of time. Give it time. It'll come.
DJ Little Fever says the RX-7 is good but spotty. I was using it back in the radio days. Excuse me. Shout out to DJ Unforgiven. He just subscribed with his Prime. I don't know if you guys know, but if you can subscribe with Prime, you have one free Prime subscription a month, and if you don't use it, you lose it. So shout out.
Yeah, I actually got to put that video back on. It's not in here because it was too big originally, so I got to put it back on.
Awesome. But listen, it's 3:17, sir. You say you'd have you?
Yeah. I do have to go in a minute. We'll take maybe one more question. But for anybody out there, it looks like the numbers, finally got to a reasonable level on Twitch. We're going to be doing more of these. So, and next time I will actually advertise. But we're going to be doing more of these. I will be on Kova's show. He'll be on my show. We're going to kind of alternate between. It'll probably be Thursday for Kova and me, and I'll do a Wednesday on his. But yeah, we're going to be doing this. We're trying to create a little more synergy and build together because we are at a point now where people are going to start to shift. And, and people are deciding whether or not they want to stay on Twitch, and the real world's opening up. So, we're creating something that is different, and people tend to like when we're together for whatever reason. Yeah, they like when we're together. So, we're going to do more of these. So, if you guys like them, let us know in the chat, if you like what's going on here.
Thumbs up or thumbs down. But, guys, just in case, guys, gals, what we have to do is we have to really start promoting this Twitch community, this Twitch platform.
Make out already.
More people on here. We got to do the viewers. What do you say?
Make out already.
Make out already. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, no, it'd be fun. It would be cool. Like, we have to push this platform. We really have to work together. There's been a lot of splintering that's going on. I've been watching it with DJs for a minute. Now it's starting to happen in other areas. So it's better that we work together and we get these things going. Look at this. Caramel just sparked the hype train.
Oh, now we got to stick around for the hype train. Look at it.
He does not Cleveland's not used to two. So he's like,
what's going on here?
Doing one show? God. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's because I'm not here, but
hey, I can show credit when credit is due. Definitely because you're there, here. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't even get a flyer, guys. Just so you know, I didn't even get a flyer. Oh,
I'm gonna put a flyer. I'm gonna put a flyer in right now.
he's making a flyer. I don't know if you guys know. Philip Tan, 100 biddies. Thank you so much. Mike Carpenter, 100 bits. We appreciate you, family. Thank you so much for everybody contributing. Just so you guys know, if you have a Prime, you can actually subscribe without having to put in money. If you'd love to sub or gift a sub, we'd love for you to do so. Shout out to Joe Moore, 100 bits. We appreciate you. Radio Wiz Music, 100 biddies. Thank you so much. Caramel's happy. She's like, I've been telling you guys. DJ, you should just gifted a tier 1 sub to Radio Wiz. If anybody got a gifted sub, make sure you thank the person. Thank you, Yoshi. We appreciate you, fam. Max Evans, 100 biddies. Max Evans and I are going to be coming out with some cool tracks. We got some new stuff coming out. I can't wait for you guys to hear, man.
Nice.
Hopefully, CT will play them. It'll be for your house sets. I'm not.
Oh, dope. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, for your house sets. So level 2. We're up to level 2, guys.
Does it go like this?
No pots and pans. No. You see what he does to me? He calls me short. We're the same height, and he calls me short.
So I was gonna say when Mike Carbonell said, "Just kiss already," I'm like, I would love to, but he's too short for me.
That's terrible. Terrible. Pre-young Johnny, 100 biddies. Thank you so much, Jam. True School, thank you for the bits. We appreciate you.
True School in the building. What's up, man? Good to see you.
School. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, this is funny. Yeah. So but people, we have to push this Twitch community. We have to start thinking of ways of doing synergy together. Obviously, there's going to be people that are going to do what they're going to do, but we're not of the lack mentality, and we know that we can be different. And that's the coolest thing, is that he's the tech guy. We all know that I'm more entertainment. Let's be honest, and it's clear. But I'm not saying I don't do tech on my show, and the people, people that we don't bring on aren't serious.
Right.
But the cool thing is that we're still here to help you guys, and we're committed to doing it together. That's why we don't overlap, and we want to make sure that you guys learn. So, I really, really appreciate Cleveland when he came on the show and stuff like that, and how he's been collaborating with us. So we'd love to do the same for him, and that's why he has me on today without a flyer, without notifications, whatever.
And
But,
look how good the stream is. Look, I have found it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Things work for people differently, and I've just found that people just are now expecting me to do a show, so they just come. Oh, the notification's on. Let's go watch the show, which is actually what you want. You know, it's like if you're watching like Ellen DeGeneres, like the Ellen Show. Sometimes you don't know who's on. You just know at 3:00 I turn on Ellen and then I watch her show. Oh, look, Brad Pitt's on. You didn't know that beforehand. You know, that's the way we need to have our shows. They need to be in a way where people are just like, hey, at 10:00 on Wednesday, my time, I get on and watch Tweak Music Tips. You know, on Monday, I get on at 9:30. That's how we need it. So, you know, we're just wake up in Covaland.
wake up and nobody wants to see that show. That's what I'm calling it. That's what I'm calling it. Mike Carbonell, thank you so much. 100 bits. We appreciate you. Waxer UK. Just subscribe with his Prime. Shout out to you, fam. We appreciate you. Welcome, by the way, too. Mike Carbonell, 100 bits. We just did. All right. I did 300 bits. We're at 92%. We got 2 minutes left. We want to make sure we get this going. Real DJ Yoshi just gifted another tier 1 sub. Thanks so much, Yoshi. We appreciate you. Cat Hepburn, I followed you after you were on Tweak Music Tips, she said, but always follow Kova. I learned so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What is Real DJ Yoshi?
I'll Venmo you. Don't worry.
DJ Carmel, being in a building with unmasked people for the first time since February, it was unnerving. Yeah, that's been a big deal. I've been DJing a lot of IRLs now, and
take
people...
me off the screen for a second.
Yeah. Hold on.
I'll come right back.
Yeah, I have been on IRL for a lot of parties lately, and people are like in your face, and that's hard to get used to. It's hard. I went and saw I did an event in Arizona, and then I went and saw who did I see? I'm going brain dead at the moment. Chris Villa. And I went and saw Chris Villa, and I go into the club, and it's packed in there like Dre Day. And I'm like, this feels hella weird. Like, I'm really uncomfortable. Like, do I breathe? Like, I'm like just trying to keep my air intake to a minimum, you know, and people just did not care. It's hard. It's a hard situation to be in. But at a certain point, I think we have to get used to the fact that, you know, like, I'm vaccinated. The guy that's coming over right now is vaccinated. So it's like, that's the whole point. That's why we're supposed to be able to move forward. So, you know, at a certain point, we gotta trust. We gotta trust that the science works, and that you know, we are ready to get into the real world. But it is weird. It's definitely weird. All right, let's bring the man back on.
We got 12 seconds, people. 10 seconds.
I don't want to spotlight. I just want to bring everybody on. Hide on stream. I don't want to.
Hey, I'm the only guy on here. What's up?
There we go. All right. Mixmaster with 100 bits. Thank you so much. I gotta dip you Tyne water.
What is happening here? What are you guys talking about?
We were talking about how I went to Chris Villa's spot on Saturday night, and the room was packed, and there were no masks on, and people were dancing their asses off, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I sat in a corner for a minute, it's just unsure of the world, and I've been vaccinated, but I'm like, I don't know, like, do I breathe? Do I like, you know, how close do I get to Chris? And then Chris was like, hey man, I'm vaccinated. I just want to let you know. I'm like, okay. So I was a little more comfortable then. But
Is
it was
it
hard.
a PTSD thing? I think
Yes.
like PTSD, right?
Yes. And you know what? But you can also use it to your advantage. So for the longest time when you DJ, you know, real life events, people come up to you and they're in your face and you're like, I need you to back up. And it's the first time you can be like, hey, and they're like, oh, sorry. And you're like, yes. I'm like, show me on your phone. You have to put it on your phone so I can see what you want, and then I'll play it for you. I have this app, because I'm DJing tonight. I have this app called Request Now that I'm going to be using tonight to kind of see how well it works, because I don't want people coming up to me anymore. I'm not ready for it yet. So, you know, we got to move on. So if people can request on their phones and then I can still find it, there's no reason for them to talk to me. Wait, hold on. Here we go. Here we go. You can get birth control. You can be on birth control and not get pregnant, but doesn't keep you from getting the clap. This is facts, but even with birth control, it's less likely, and that's the most important part. It's less
Can you take
likely.
me off the screen one more time? Sorry about that.
What the hell is he doing?
I know my. Take me off the screen one more time. All right, bye. I'll be right back.
Nobody knows what Kova's doing right now. Nova's on his own. He's on his. I just called him Nova. He's on his own kick right now. All right. Yep. So, can you please put the link up for the request app? I can't at the moment because it's Spinfluence. They're the ones who do it. Hold on. Let me type it in. Spinfluence. Oh, wait. What is this? Broadcast artist title? I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is it. I hope this is it. How can I get involved? No, this is a broadcast title one. This is different. I don't know why there's so many Spinfluence companies out there, but there's a lot. Spinfluence IT. That's the one. Okay. Yeah, that's the one. All right, here's the link. Wow, that sucks that somebody just took Spinfluence just because. Yeah, but this is the link for Spinfluence. Yeah, their stuff is good though. I had a meeting with them and we worked some stuff out. It's a good app. And I know it's not the only one. This is not Request Now. This is Spinfluence's version of it. But Request Now, they're all the same. They're all designed to do the same thing. Let's see here. And what time is it? I'm gonna have to hang up on hold on, let me see if my guy emailed. He might have. Not yet. Okay, good. Because he said he'd be here between 12:30 and 1. Okay, cool. All right, so let's do one more thing, and then we definitely have to get off. Oh, thanks, Philip. Appreciate you. Phoenix is crazy. People acting like it never happened. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a real thing. Like I saw one. It's funny too because as you walked up to the venue, there's mask signs everywhere. But then you get inside and not one person's wearing a mask. Now I know they're probably thinking because, well, I'm drinking, so I don't have to wear my mask when I'm drinking. But people weren't drinking the whole time. People were dancing on tables and stuff. So yeah, different place. Arizona's definitely a different place. I got no issue with it. They have a right to do what they want. Just, now it won't be me. Mighty Roll says, have you ever had an issue with OBS disconnecting and reconnecting? I'm having that issue currently. Actually, yes. So, I've had it happening on my MacBook. So if I'm streaming on my MacBook on an IRL event, I've been watching the data go from like 1 meg, say, to 4 megs to 0. And when it goes to 0, it just disconnects for a minute. I have been seeing that. I don't know what you're using, if you're using Mac or PC or whatever. I haven't seen it on my PC, but I have seen that on my Mac. It's very frustrating. Kova ruined my hype train. That's what he just said. All right, let's see if we can bring him back. Hold on. How do we bring you back? Okay. Oh, let me take off the spotlight. There we go. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll forgive you this time. You did get the first one.
So first one, I had to stop to move some things around, and then the second one, I get a call. It's for my internet thing, and I'm like, "Why is this guy asking me?" He's like, "You got a minute?" I'm like, "Not right now, dude." And my girl texts me.
You have a minute to talk about your the Lord Jesus Christ and Savior?
I was like, "Yo, I want to talk about these, man. Did you? I know you got the.
Of course, I got to buy the 2-piece.
The 2. I just got the 2.
Yeah, no. I've raved about those forever since I got them. They're the best thing on the planet. Yeah.
So now they come with 2, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up buying another one. I'll make sure you get all your stuff from Zounds. That's where I have my relationship is with Zounds. I'm gonna have him send it to me, And yeah, but it's great. I wish I had it today. I'd make the guy wear one as we're talking about the gear, so he could be heard. But for most people that don't know this, the using one still has a really good pickup. Like the pickup on these things are so impressive. And there's a lot of companies out there that are doing them. To me, the Rode one has the best noise floor. They just sound the best.
Because I was using the Saramonic brand, which is like a Chinese knockoff.
Yeah.
But they weren't as good as these. These are definitely the best. Another thing too is they have 7.5 hours, which the other one had 3.5, and now the new ones have 7. But
7.5 hours is really impressive.
Check it. The new one, now you twist that. Now it doesn't.
Right. So before it would just fall off. Like you hit a breeze badly and it would fall off. Yeah, that's great.
So guys, if you don't know what this is actually a lavalier. So it's look at how small it is, and it goes on top of your camera. So one goes. This is the receiver. Let me put this. This receiver goes on top of your camera. It's literally the size of like a matchbox, and then this one can go clip on you, or you can use a lav, which is a good question because I want to ask CT if he uses a lav, and then it picks up like a mic, and then if you have a subject, you can actually use the other one. CT, do you have
keep talking? I'm gonna grab it.
Oh, he's gonna grab it. You can actually use a lav mic, so you don't actually see this. CT usually uses this one. Looks weird on a white shirt, but when you have a black shirt, it's not really as big a deal. But it's a great product. This new one too also has a internal hard drive where it records.
That internal hard drive is, I don't want to call it a game changer, but the fact that you have that backup is so important. I love that. But this is the dumbest thing, but the greatest thing that they made. So you have the clip on, and you can clip it on here like so. But you can also buy a Rode magnet. It's essentially what it is. It's like $20. It's so stupid, but it's so necessary. So you take this little magnet right here, and you put it under your shirt. Take the back, which is metal, and then it clips on. So now it's easier. So if you guys will watch my videos, I always have it that way. I always have the magnet on, so it's out of the way, but it's not, dangling from the top and the weight of it, or in this weird area. Like I usually put them like right here, like right there, so you can see the road, which they're smart to do. But I use it every time, and it's funny because like I didn't realize how much I love the Rode stuff until I looked at all the stuff I have from Rode. This Rode, I got the Rode Micro, which is a small little boom mic, but it's great. It's for the amount you pay for it. It's the best sounding microphone you will get on the planet. The Rode Video Micro, and then I got this one, the Rode Pod mic, and I have always used for my studio work the Rode NTK, which is one of my favorite microphones. It's Rode NTK, right? The gold one.
Yep.
Yeah.
The NTK, the NT1.
I never liked the NT1. The NTK is the one that requires its own power source. But it's a tube microphone, and I've always loved it. But yeah, I'm a Rode guy, I guess. I didn't realize that until I started looking at all the stuff in my house. So yeah, but hey, it's a good thing. These are a little expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. But they are worth it. It's sometimes when you spend money, you're like, like this one, you spend money, you're like, okay, there's a benefit to this one. And the line of sight is excellent, because I know a lot of people, especially with the cheaper knockoffs, when you buy these, you suffer from line of sight issues, which means like if the camera is here facing you and you turn around, the audio disconnects because the line of sight sucks. These, I can turn around and they still sound great.
Oh, and the new one, you could be 650 feet. Did you see that?
That's amazing.
That's insane.
See, now I got to call my guy and buy one. I was trying to wait because I've been getting lazy with I've been using my iPhone like when I'm out and about, because it's just easier and it's just right there. But there's nothing more than the quality that I have here.
By the way, I kept the vlogging camera. That's what this is.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right.
I did swap it out though, and then I ended up finding out there was just a dummy battery I had to have.
Yeah, because who was using it? Nick Spinelli was using it yesterday, and Nick Spinelli's quality was really, really good. So I'm like, what? And I said, which one are you using? Because I'm using this thing. I'm like, oh, that's the same one that Kova has. Why does yours look so much better? He's like, I don't know, man. Just better, I guess.
Good. You made fun of me the last time. It's got a button on the top too, gives the bokeh in the back.
Yeah.
It's on.
I don't think the book is on.
I don't think so. That's true.
Oh, let's see.
No, let's see. I'll turn it on. It says it's on, but I'll tell you one thing. I am also using a third-party app to get it to be streaming.
Okay.
So it may not be.
Does it have a dedicated lens? Is it swappable?
No, dedicated. It's a Zeiss
Okay.
lens. It's
Gotcha.
a Zeiss dedicated lens. But and it's only 24 millimeter, which that's the thing. But I bought an external thing which makes it a wide lens.
Right. Okay. By the way, Everfresh. I need to bring this up. Yes. So that happens to me too. It goes to red and then goes to green. That's exactly what happens to me.
What's that?
So if you have, we're talking about OBS. So if you have any insight on why that's happening, let us know. Let us know.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm excited for all this stuff though. Now we're gonna start using it being out. So I'm excited to be using the mics. I actually did my first video. I did one with my iPhone and the other one I did with this thing. I love this thing. I'm telling you, CT, it's gonna make you a Sony user.
So maybe one day. I mean, look, this is hard to like. It was funny because with Nick was the first stream where the quality matched on both sides. I was like, hey, look, this looks hella professional right now. Because like with TLM's was good too, but he was using a Canon N50. I looked like crap because I was green screening it. So I had green halos around me. So now I'm like, it takes a lot for people to match the quality. I know the quality that I'm providing. I know. Yeah.
You also have the staging too, though.
Exactly.
I'm sure Nick had the staging.
Right, but you got the gold. You got the gold on the wall.
Real plaque.
Yeah.
That's not a green screen. People are like, I love your backdrop. It's not a green screen.
Yeah. The staging is definitely important. Spacing between the staging, because especially for bokeh, you need to have a separation, which is why I'm technically not shooting straight on. Straight on would be this way, but I shoot this way. That way the camera can grab me as a subject, but then I still have space behind to create that separation. The closer you get to the camera, the more bokeh you're going to have in your background. So there's little tricks to making even the dumbest cameras look better.
Shout out to Joe Moore. Says, I'm still team Panasonic Lumix with CT.
That's me. It's hard. It's going to take a hell of a lot for me to move from Panasonic. Because I would have to literally buy 3 different, at least 2 cameras. And I don't want to do that. I am honestly waiting for the A7 IV. I want to see what the A7 IV looks like before I do any more choices. If the A7 IV pulls a lot of the qualities of the A7S III, I might upgrade. And it has a flip out screen. But for me, for now, because all of this is fixed, I don't really need to have a flip out screen. But I also don't want to take everything with. I'm kind of over taking all the gear with me to all my events. It's a lot of work. I want
people to talk about the one issue with the Panasonic Lumix. Which is very important. What is it? The autofocus is terrible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My God.
No, you're right.
Great colors. When it works, it works.
Colors are great. There is no autofocus, and I'm using the G9, and that autofocus is actually better. It does work better. The autofocus works better depending on. There's ways to get around it. The G9 has better autofocus than the GH5. So I have the G9, so I don't really run into that many issues. But if I'm doing something in my lab here, and I'm trying to show things, and I'm doing this and this and this, it sucks. But if I'm out and about and I use it, the autofocus actually works pretty perfectly. It's just here you can see the focus hunting, and so I'm on a manual lens. Yeah, but live stream wise, wouldn't you want a crop sensor though? That has nothing to do with the quality, because it doesn't really do much. The full or crop all has to. If you use a camera that's sending out data, you can have a full frame lens or full frame camera body that still only outputs 100 megs. Like the A7 III, I believe, taps out at 100 megs out, the same as my G9 does. So that doesn't really matter as much. But the crop factor doesn't do as well in low light. Oh, looks like Kova joined.
I did join or I didn't?
Did
I leave?
It said you left. You left, and then you came back.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the guy was like, he didn't want to talk to me. Shout out to Joe Cortez, man. Shout out to you, fam. What was it, Joe Cortez? Alvin Cortez, DJ. Shout out to the UK in the building.
It's perfect for showing products. Product showcase mode ZV1 is perfect for showing products.
Oh, that's another thing. You see, that's another thing. I don't have it on, but it does a product showcase. So where you move it, it doesn't lock to your face. So if you have,
but isn't that just? But that's just autofocus.
Yeah, but usually, because what happens with Sony is it locks to the eyes.
Okay, gotcha.
So the subject. So when you have two subjects, it grabs one to the eyes, the second one to the face.
I see.
So if you have product showcase, it doesn't matter if you have the eyes or face. Whatever you put in front of it, it'll defocus off the person. I'm telling you, the intelligent focus is phenomenal. Like,
so yeah, and question mark says a new G86 would be great. From what I come to understand about the new G86, it's not going to be as good as we'd hoped. It's really going to be like a GH5 Mark II. You know, like I had hoped that they would maybe come out with like just maybe a slightly bigger sensor, but apparently they're not. Apparently it's just like an MK2. And if that's the case, I will probably be done with Micro Four Thirds as far as buying Micro Four Thirds. Because I don't even know if I could sell them, to be honest with you, in all honesty. And I got some I could sell my lens because I have the 10 to 25 Leica, which is like $1,700. It's not a cheap lens, but it is amazing. And I'm sure I could sell it for at least half or, 2/3 of it. Okay.
Shout out to Jack Sway. He's in the building real quick. And he also uses the ZV-1. So, Jax, if you could just put in the chat, like what you think about it. I know you're trying to run out of here, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, question mark. That's what I've been hearing. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully. Because that was my thing. If they can come out with the G6 with better autofocus, like if they get rid of depth of field and go to phase detect, I would stay with Panasonic. If they just fix the autofocus, because I actually love it doesn't do as well in a nightclub, but like, come on, who goes to nightclubs anymore?
Fortunately, the pandemic happened for Lumix.
Right.
It's like, yes, they were like, yes, nobody needs this anymore. We don't need to work on the autofocus for a while. No, but listen, they're great cameras, and I've always looked at them, and I love them. Like the color grade, everything, the color's really good. They're like, it's Canon and Lumix, in my opinion. But
don't say that with Everfresh. Not Everfresh. No, Damn, DJ Damn. DJ Damn hates when you say color science. He's like, what are you talking about? The Sony color science is amazing. I can get everything I want. I'm like, well, that's fine, but every time I see a Sony, it looks a little green to me. Like every time, it looks a little green. Like even you have a green tint to you. It's not. You have to know what to look for in order to see it. But like I can spot a Sony camera a mile away. So it is what it is. But it's not. It's fine. But I can see a little bit of. There's a green hue, and that's a Sony trait.
It's so funny. DJ Damn calm.
DJ Damn. I love DJ Damn now. Talk about being opinionated. He's an opinionated man. I didn't realize somebody could be more opinionated than me. He came on the show. Remember when he was on? He was just like, I'm going to talk about all these things. And like, okay. There's your platform. Go ahead. And global warming. Like, wait, okay, hold on.
You're like, wait, we're not talking about that, are we? Global warming. It's not so funny. All right, so we're going to be doing more shows together, just to let you know. We got him on in a couple weeks. We'll be doing another tech show on a Wednesday. Tell him who you got coming up next week, or this week.
Well, nobody this week. I'm done for the week. Who do I have next week? I can't really talk about Monday yet. I wasn't going to do a memorial show, but if I do, it's for a reason, but I can't really talk about it. So I will have a Monday show. I don't have Tuesday locked yet. I just had Carlo Intanita literally just text me back because I was like, yo, man, it's time. And he was like, all right, man, let's do it. Because I've been chasing Carlo down for like, I kid you not, over a year. Over a year I've been asking him to come on the show. So, and that's what it takes, people. You guys don't realize, like, when sometimes we're like, oh, how come you don't have so-and-so on the show? How come you don't really have, it's like, because they don't tell you yes. They just push you off and push you off and push you off. That's why Kova has 47 people on his show. They all said yes at the same time.
I know. I have to be like, I guess I have to put you on. Did I tell you that I finally got the formal no from Lizzo?
Oh no, I know you talked about it a couple weeks ago.
So the no's, right? You shoot for all the highs. When we put it in, and they were like, "Sure, we'll let you know," and I was like,
"Yeah,
interesting. This may happen." So, but we had the no.
Yeah, I get it.
But you get no's. You get no's. So you got to ask everybody.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a verbal no yet. I've gotten an ignore, but nobody's told me just, you know what? No, we're not doing it. So I don't know what that feels like yet. I'll let you know when it does, so I can be like, oh man, that hurt a little bit.
That's what are you having Wesley Snipes on? You got to do Wesley Snipes.
I don't know. He probably not. You know, it depends. I'll ask him again. Every time he's like, I think we can make that happen, and then like nothing. You know, or I think we can make that happen. Can you do this for me? And I'm just like, yeah. Now can we do it? Yeah, I think we can make that happen. Like. Okay, so you're not gonna do it.
He's playing the hot girl right now.
Yeah, exactly. And soon enough, maybe I will. You know, maybe a couple months from now, I'll ask him again and see what he says.
Mike, yes, Wesley Snipes.
The Wesley. Yeah, I worked with him. Blade. I worked with him over quarantine, the beginning of quarantine. We had a couple conversations. I've been emailing him. He replies. I might email him. He'll reply like 2 weeks later, but he does reply and. He's a good guy. Just, look, I get it. I'm just a small little thing,
Mixed Vest TNL. Kova, tell him about your gamma radiation, Robert Bruce Banner.
He's talking about the green hue.
It's terrible. The pictures is real. All right, let's let him go.
Gotta go. Yep. So guys, so tomorrow, who do you have on?
Tomorrow I have our international DJ Music Industry State of the Union. We got Team Shillings. That's Mr. Stretch. He's going to be on with DJ. He's from the UK and DJ Reminisce from New Zealand. So it's going to be 5 a.m. his time.
Oh,
1 p.m. Eastern, at 10 a.m. your time. So that's 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK, and 5 a.m. in New Zealand. So that's crazy to be on. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna have CT on in a couple of weeks. We're gonna do another live Q&A stuff, definitely tech. And shout out to everybody in here. You guys stayed. It's funny, yours is like a late crowd.
Yeah,
yo, your people, you guys have jobs, bro. Like, what's going on with you guys now?
Yeah, and that's another thing that's been changing too. We got to find that window of like, when is the optimum time? Now of course we're like a podcast, so I feel like there's a place for us. Podcasts are becoming real popular, and we just got to keep moving with it. It'll happen. It'll happen over time. And like I said, for everybody that wants to know, I've told people, I'm like, hey, if it turns out where somebody's like, we like you two together, we want to put a show, we want you guys to do a show. Guess what? We're doing a show. Like, it's not even a question mark. This isn't ego. This isn't like, no, I gotta have my thing. No, if we whatever they want, we're gonna do. So. We'll see.
Whatever makes sense, whatever makes dollars make sense.
Exactly. Perfect. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out today. Make sure you guys are on for Tweak Music Tips tomorrow. That is 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's always a good time. Make sure you're following Tweak Music Tips. Make sure you're following me. And obviously, watch the YouTube static content when you get a chance. All right, y'all. We got to figure out who we're going to raid.
Yeah, who we raiding? Oh my gosh, we almost forgot.
I was literally just about to disconnect.
Just it was like a...
Oh, and look, Twitch is on. They only have 1,600 viewers. That is embarrassing.
Shout out to everybody in here. We appreciate all you guys. Wooster Chris, Real DJ Yoshi, Mike Carbonell. Shout out to you, fam. DJ Diamond Lee, DJ Unforgiven.
You know what? We are gonna raid Serato. Serato's on right now. Yeah, let's raid Serato.
I like your political moves, my friend.
I
like
do what I can.
political moves. We need to start doing that more. But no, shout out to you. His channel, he could do what he wants. That's what I say.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So, yeah, if anybody can set that rate up, yep, there we go. I see it up now. Yeah, you always got to do some form of political. You guys got to be smart about it. I know people are like, let's raise the small person, or let's. Sometimes you do, and sometimes you got to do stuff what's good for you. Like if I raid Serato, it gets on their mental, and next thing you know, they're like, hey, by the way, I'm doing a panel for them in like 2 weeks, so it's. Hey, you got to show some love. Yesterday, I had Nick Spinelli on. I had all the YouTubers on. Mojax was on. I rated Mojax out right afterwards. It's like one of those things. It's like, you got to give back, Oh, and Mojax wants to be on the show. He was like, I missed the State of the Union.
So he wants to come back to State of the Union? You said
no, he can't. He's like, I want to be on your show because I can't get on State of the Union because of his in real life stuff. I was like, yeah, I get it.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea.
So yeah, we'll definitely, we'll just keep doing the thing, and hey, at some point we'll bring you both on this show. We didn't even think about that, So there's always things we can do. We're basically trying, and it looks like the way it's gonna happen. We're trying to do like the networks do, where one person's on the next show. All right, y'all, we're raiding out to Serato. See you soon. See you next week. Peace out. And set the raid, and then hold on.
It's in.
It's in, and let me shut down.
32 viewers.
How do I?